On with it.
Yan ba? Huh?
Welcome back from fake retirement. We'll get to that.
You gotta eat diggity.
Founders.
Yeah. You had to do that.
Yeah. We'll get to it, but we all gotta take a break. We back. Cheers to that, in fact.
Cheers to God.
Yes. As always, I am the brother Burns. Left me, I got the brother BS.
BS to the OP. You know what it be, man. You out here representing and that.
Remember the POL, man?
No, we repping LBE. We rocking.
Oh, we rocking. Yeah. I'd like to introduce our newest host. Back from episode 201 and episode I forgot it and I thought about that. But it was the 2023 year-end wrap-up and most important 201. MaxLo, the hip-hop trucker.
That's right. What up, everybody? Salud.
AKA
Camionero, carajo.
Carajo. And today we have a special guest in the building. Life Long, AKA Life Liggy Long. One half of the Wavelength, international superstar.
You already know, one half of Fresh Imports. Shout out to my man Marty, Bristol, Brookstall, Big Brookstall. You know what I mean? You done know. My bad.
We're gonna get to the life of Life Long.
Oh, this is your
Camera right?
Yeah. My camera right here. Yeah.
Big up everybody outside, man. The GAHHDcast. Big up, thank y'all for having me, bro. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for being here, brother. Shout out to brother F.
Talk to me, son. So
Who don't like to talk to you?
I don't know. I feel like
said people,
bro, listen.
Really?
I dropped 2 albums last year, and this is like the second or third interview I've done. So what's happened? What's popping? It's not like I don't do good music. It's not like I haven't. I'm not a new artist.
Are you a
I'm
friendly
gonna let
person?
y'all ask the questions and
Nah, he's extremely
friendly. When I
for
met
having
you,
me
you
on
were
the
friendly.
platform.
Yeah, when I met you, you were friendly. You were social.
I don't know.
It's like I said, maybe.
I don't know.
This is what I think. They listen to your music. This is what I think.
Tell me.
Because, in my opinion, you have to have a certain level of intellect to listen to the type of music that you put out, right?
Okay.
So I think off rip, they're intimidated.
Why though?
Mentally intimidated.
Yeah.
But if you have artists like
That's
Pharoah Monch, if you have artists like Lupe Fiasco, if you have artists like Royce the 5'9",
but they don't meet them.
Right.
But it's the intellect, it's the vocals, the verbs, it's rhymes.
But they don't meet them in person.
That's what I mean. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to get at.
And you know what though? I feel that with this whole era of technology, sometimes the emails don't really get there. I feel like Max wouldn't even have messed with me if he didn't know me in person. The fact that me and him have a brotherhood of our low vibe, even though he's a connoisseur and he knows his hip hop,
of course,
I feel like the fact that he was able to meet me, we know that we slapping palms, we up in spots together. That's
freaking red stripe together.
You understand what I'm saying? It's a different connection. So when you're in front of somebody's face, it's a different connection than me sending an email. Oh, because I might send y'all an email, y'all don't know me.
No,
and then y'all like, you know what? Should I listen to this? Because New York, Jersey, we got 1 million MCs. So why am I listening to this? I don't know you. I don't know your history. I don't know where you're from. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to be in people's face.
People don't know your history. I've been following you since like 2000. So you know what I mean? Like to me, you're a legend to me in my eyes. So
Thank you.
To me, is like
25 years.
And some people,
30, over 30. I started my whole lineage. I would say. I'm an old man, so after I graduated from high school, it was like 92. That was when the low started too. 92, you know what I'm saying? And then 93 was when I really, really, really said, you know what? This is what I want to do. So I've been doing this shit since 93, but it's been officially when I first really sparked on the scene since '95. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
When
So
you
it's
say
been a
you've been
long-
doing
it's been a,
this
it's been a
since
long
93,
journey.
doing what specifically? Music or music?
Not
fashion?
Just the
even
culture.
just figuring out,
Just living
like
the
you
culture.
said, Los, the culture,
Living the culture.
figuring out the culture.
Living the culture.
I was a wall watcher first, so I first started off just like watching graph and just looking at the walls and just seeing the colors and all of that as a young kid, 10 years old, watching that stuff. Then I have an older sister. So my older sister, shout out to Jennifer. I love you, Jennifer. Shout out to my sister, Jennifer. She put me on to the music vibe. She was a dancer. She was a dancer. You know what I'm saying? She was a hip-hop dancer. So she put me on to the whole music, the whole vibe of that.
Okay.
And then me just wanting to learn and just seeing the culture just thriving in my hood, colors everywhere with the graph. Then I'm hearing music. All that was an influence. So that was like a shorty from like in the 80s. So now we're talking about 93. After I graduated from high school, after I was a kid in high school, watching cats at the lunchroom, doing ciphers, doing what they do. I wasn't a cat in high school that was participating in the ciphers.
Right.
I was a watcher.
Right.
Shout out to my brother Mike One.
I was a watcher.
You know what I'm saying? Mike One, that was my brother that used to come to school with the tapes. He used to come with demos that he recorded. And your man was signed to the same management company as Organized Confusion before they were signed.
Wow.
So I'm hearing about groups and artists that was, you know what I'm saying, before they coming out, I'm hearing like
That shit
unreleased
was
Organized Confusion,
exactly.
stuff like that,
Unreleased
off my
stuff,
brother
yeah.
Mike One. You know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of sparked me in high school.
Right.
So then after that, I was like, you know what, this is serious.
You dove in head first
Dove in
into the culture.
into the culture.
Shout out to that. Shout out to all my old heads out there. Shout out to all my unks. Shout out to all my OGs. Shout out to all my
baby.
dongs. We're gonna get into.
And we still fly with it. You see me.
Absolutely.
You see me.
Yeah,
son.
yeah,
it's a
You
different
see me with the
culture.
low. And this is something that just came out this year. So
Yeah.
I'm not on no old, you know what I mean? I'm old and new.
I want to
'cause I love
talk
the vintage.
below. Would you call it? I don't want to call it an addiction.
It is an addiction, though. It is an addiction.
It's okay calling
Bro,
it.
I've been doing it.
I got this shit like, fuck.
Yo, I've been rocking this and I had an addiction with the low. If that's your question, is that your question?
No, I want to get into the cause of the addiction. If you already admit to the
Polo?
addiction,
Yeah. Like who's
but not right now.
All right, I'm gonna tell you.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get into all your albums, everything from In the Day of the Night, Lifelong, Still Relevant,
Yeah.
No Gun Control, all the way
Yeah.
back to 2011's After Lifelong Travel Through Sound.
2011 was a good year too.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the 10-year break between you releasing albums.
Yeah.
You're killing me
Yo.
with it.
We're gonna get
we're
into
gonna
that.
talk about it. Yes, I love it.
We're gonna
I
talk
love
this
it.
North Face event you went to a few
I
weeks
love
ago.
it.
I want to hear
Shout
about
out
that.
to Wally Lou, Safe Low.
And then I want
Joey
to talk
Ones.
about Goose on the Deuce.
Oh hell
Yeah.
yeah!
And I have
Rack
questions
Low.
about that. We're gonna get
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I got questions.
I gotta sip some Henny for
Big
this one.
salute to real quick though, man.
I gotta
Right? Isn't
sip
he like
some
a
Henny for
3-in-a-row
this one.
champion? Real quick.
I gotta sip
Of
some
the
Henny for
Deuce
this
on the
one.
Loose?
Yeah.
Who?
Real quick. The homie, real quick. I think he won it
okay.
like 3 in a
I meant
row
Goose
or
on the
something
Deuce,
like
my
that, yo.
bad.
Big salute to him, man.
Who's on the
Shout out to
Deuce?
him.
Yeah, by the way.
Spark that again. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
cool?
Rock on.
Okay.
Go for
We're
it.
gonna talk about all those albums.
Yes.
We're gonna talk
talk.
about your new single, It's
talk.
Like That.
Let's talk.
We're gonna talk about a show you got
Coxie, what
coming
up?
up April 18th, performing at April Showers in Brooklyn.
Pay attention, y'all.
I want to hear about the Wavelength.
Oh hell yeah, Mo. What up, baby?
Yeah.
Shout out to Nems. Y'all
Yeah,
just
yeah,
interviewed
you
him.
just had an interview with
Fuck
them,
your
yeah.
life.
That's like homie right there.
FYL.
I want to get into what Killer Priest meshed with REM
Oh hell yeah, let's do
means
it.
to you, because I
Let's
think
do it.
I like
Let's
that.
do
I
it.
like that. Before we
Let's
get
do
into
it.
all that stuff, we got some current events to get into.
Let's go.
We're gonna talk about this Billboard list where they released the top 25 female rappers of all time.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We're gonna talk
Mo
about
the Great has to
Nas.
be in that too. That 25 list.
Who?
Mo the Great from
Mo the
Boston.
Great.
Please put that on there as a
Billboard
female
always
MC.
fucking up with these lists.
Mo the
Their lists
Great
are-
Oh, no,
is
their lists
one of the
are,
illest MCs right now as far as for the female, holding it down for the culture. She's from Boston. And then she gets the cosign from people like Ed O.G.
Yeah.
and Rex. You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me? Shout out to Mo
I'm
the
gonna
Great.
ask each of y'all to add one person to this
already
list that
have.
is not on this list.
I got one.
Please don't say my favorite girl dancing of all time, bro. Let me see.
We're gonna see. We'll
Is
go
it
ahead. No, go ahead. Put it down. I'm good. I gotta stay
is
good.
it Shorty
for
from
this.
Teen Witch?
Nah.
When she dropped top.
You're
of
a
that?
goof.
No,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm hot.
Oh, from the movie.
I'm hot, and you're not.
Yo, you brought that shit back.
Guy's an idiot.
Yo.
I hate this kid.
What was it?
So
Wait,
Top
what
Dad.
movie? What
Top
movie?
Dad.
Wait, what movie? What movie
Remember,
was it?
Teen Witch. Teen
Oh,
Witch.
hell yeah, Teen Witch.
When she started rhyming.
Tabitha Teen. Oh, come on. I love Teen
Dad,
Witch,
You got that off.
bro.
You just sparked that shit back in my
I
head.
love Teen Witch, bro.
Forgotten memories.
That's like
love
87,
Teen
88 right
Hell
there. yo.
yeah.
Facts.
Shout out to my
Facts.
cousin. She loved that movie. I'm also going to drop a quick album review for the homie Evaize, an MC out of Miami. I want to talk Nas and the 7 icons that are dropping out.
Nas is my favorite artist, too. You know, Queens get the
That's
money.
my favorite
That's where I'm
artist.
from.
Favorite
Queens.
artist.
Queens get the money.
I want to know which album y'all
Great.
are looking forward to the most.
Okay.
But let's
I
go
got a
all the
couple.
way back before we get into any of these topics.
What you got?
Very quickly, as we stated last episode was deemed our last show.
Why was it the last show?
So that was my decision.
So what? I'm coming on and it's the last show to not come
no,
on?
no.
Oh my
This is
God.
the
Y'all
start
killing
of
me
the
right
beginning.
now.
This is you're here for the rebirth.
Yeah.
We switched up the look a little.
Yeah.
We switched up how we're
couch and shit
sitting.
with
Yeah,
a
we got
chase
a
and
couch.
shit,
I
like-
can take
Yeah,
a nap mid.
Shout out to Ross Ephraim, you know what I mean? Ross Ephraim, shout out to you, brother. This shit is looking fly up
That's
here.
right.
The
Brother
dread.
F the dread.
One
Shout out
love.
to my magic. We rocking right now, son. Let's get in the play.
The dread.
Hell yeah. What's the homie's name? Pablo Banchero.
Oh, Banchero is a beast, bro.
Banchero.
But real quick, I needed a recharge. I needed to charge the battery. I needed a
Smoke
break.
this real quick.
And
But that's the thing. Like, sometimes you just need that, and you could just say that instead of.
but no, but at the time it felt like
You
ending
were
the
serious
show.
about it. I was
Yeah.
even mad
Was the
that
right
day.
decision.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
But
I wasn't mad, and whether it
pissed
would have
off.
been.
nah, sometimes you make a decision and you
Yeah,
gotta sit back.
exactly,
You gotta
yeah,
think about it,
absolutely.
and you gotta
Yeah.
weigh your options.
Absolutely.
Analyze.
You got to be a man about it.
And it's like a breakup, right? This is like a relationship.
True.
Sometimes you break up with your shorty and you realize you fucked up and you need to get that back. You know what I'm saying? So I needed the GAHHDcast back. We got to keep this running. We got to keep this going.
Let's go, baby.
We got a lot of dope artists.
Yeah,
Life
yeah,
Long is here. We
Thank
got
you.
more
Yeah.
artists
Thank
on the
you. Thank
way.
you for
We
having
added
me, man.
MaxLo, new
Yeah.
energy.
More family to that.
More
family in the
hip hop.
fold.
Damn, the dean of hip hop and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, exactly.
I ain't gonna hold you. If you need like a special co-host anytime, I will pull up, bro.
Absolutely.
I will
Absolutely.
pull up. And I'll pull up with somebody too. You know what I mean? So we'll
And
do
we
it like
gotta
that.
do
I'll
the,
pull up with someone.
We got to do the wavelength collab.
Oh,
Yeah,
hell
yeah.
Hell yeah. Emo would definitely love to come up and interview y'all.
Wavelength from the
Because you know
gods.
what it is? We're about community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because hip hop needs a community. We need to like pull together and we need to like, you know what I'm saying, do this together because it's
do you
not a
think that's
separation
missing?
at the end of the day. I think it is missing.
That-
I think it is missing.
It's
I think
missing more so here than anywhere else.
it's missing and you think about it.
Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's
Our
what's up.
city, like, right, it's the
Yeah,
Mecca.
the
We
Mecca.
That's what I mean.
spark
But
it.
it's missing here more than
But
anywhere.
it's also the most cutthroat.
That's what I mean.
It's the most
Yeah, yeah.
cutthroat, and that's the reason why we need to pull together
Yeah.
and have a community. Because
Yeah.
all of these other places have a community.
That's what I mean.
If you
Yeah.
look other places, you look at ATL, they popping.
Oh,
They got
shit,
their
hell yeah.
community.
Look what happened in the
thriving.
West
People
Coast
are-
with Kendrick this last year. You know what I'm saying? The whole West Coast banded together.
So
Did
it's
50
about
fuck it up?
so and I feel like
Did
in the
50 fuck it
podcast
up?
world, in the podcast
fucking
world,
it up,
I feel like everybody kind of like is going against each other. But then when you look at podcasts, people are interviewing the same people.
Yeah.
True.
It's the same stuff. So why can't we just build and just like ping pong connects?
Yeah. Create a
and
podcast
then
network.
Yo, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
We could do it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's about
And
community.
some guests don't belong on every show.
That
right?
too.
They-
I was
Yeah.
just
they
talking to
can
somebody.
be fitted better on
Somebody else's
someone
show.
else's
Yeah,
show,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
else's format.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if you are not sharing the information and the network and the contact,
Yeah.
then you're gonna be competing. But we try not to compete with other podcasts. We really show love to other podcasts.
If anything, we wanna educate other podcasts on how to do it, and even if they learn on our mistakes, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
I was building with some gods.
That's
I
what
was
I mean.
building with some gods yesterday. A piece. Shout out to DJ King Tone. Shout out to Young Amsterdam. Me and Emma was building with them yesterday. Shout out to Lex also from North Carolina, the North Carolina Next. But from North Carolina, you know what I mean, from down south. Not our Lex from Queens, but Lex from like down south. Shout out to Lex NYRE from Queens. But I was building with those brothers yesterday. I got a chance to go up to their clip show with them. Y'all gonna see that footage tomorrow. It's airing tomorrow on Sunday. But I was building with those cats after the show, and I was telling them, you know, sometimes your music or what you do is not situated for every platform. Correct. So you can't get really mad if somebody's not playing your stuff or somebody's not bigging you up, because your music may not fit for that platform. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm kind of an upscale artist. I'm an upscale artist. I'm like from a different era. So not everybody might get into my stuff. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm the king of the backpack vibe. Yeah. Right. So
you're an acquired
taste. If you're not into that vibe, you might not mess with me. Yeah. So I don't get mad at certain platforms if they don't play me. I just have to follow my lane.
Exactly.
And you know what I'm saying?
Not get mad at this
You
person.
can't get mad at it. You gotta follow your
guy
lane.
That's fucking rocking with you.
You gotta follow your lane. And whoever rocks with you,
indeed.
That's who you rock with. And you create things that, you know what I'm saying, will situate and help you out. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to try to get on somebody's wave if they're not feeling you. You know what I'm saying? Create your own wave. Create your own wave.
But that's always going to be a double-edged sword of being an independent artist.
Facts.
Right? Because in today's technological age, you have the capacity to be able to study your analytics and see what demo is working for you and what is not, so you know who to target. Right. But if you're a half-ass artist, you ain't doing that, and you're just targeting everybody, and you're not really seeing what's working and what's not working. Exactly. You're just shooting blind and shit. Yeah. And, you know, back in the day, you would have a team or
now you are the team. Yeah, it's different now.
Do that for you. And they work for you.
Now it's easier to get your shit out there.
Now it's easier to get it out.
Now it's easier to access the information.
Exactly.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Because we have the internet. Yeah. Exactly. But I feel like the internet kind of killed and it helped the game. Yeah. It helped the game. It helped the game because we're getting our music out globally, and we're getting our music to people that, you know what I'm saying, might not necessarily tap into us. But it crushed us because the exclusivity and what you're trying to do as far as create yourself as an artist and have yourself directly to a certain fan base, and you want to, it's harder now.
Now anybody with a microphone and
now I think like 400,000 songs drop a day.
Yeah. New songs.
What about?
And I only do 400 albums a year.
I know. You're slacking, bro.
Yeah, you slacking, man.
So how are we competing? So how is an artist like me that has been doing this literally for over 25, right? How am I competing with these young artists and with all of this stuff that's going on? I have to completely, literally every day find a new way, a new medium. It's hard, but I mean, we do it though. I
think, in my opinion, you're not competing with them. They should be competing with you because, first of all, you have experience on your side.
But they're not though. I'm still a new artist.
Not only that, but
I'm still a new artist.
You shouldn't be competing with young guys.
You know why? But you know why though? You know why though?
Right.
You got to understand, the era that I came from, the people that I built with, and what I built is no longer there. You got to understand, a lot of people that came up with my era is not really doing music anymore. They don't have the platforms anymore. Right. And that's what I have to tell a lot of my overseas people. Like, they're like, yo, why don't you come out here to do shows and stuff like that? It's because the same people that were doing shows 10, 15 years ago, they're no longer there no more. A lot of people give up when they get to a certain age. They have families. They're like, you know what?
Life happens.
I'm not trying to do the hip hop. I'm not one of them. But at the same time, I'm still trying to revert and stay within the times. You understand what I'm saying?
You have to. You got to roll with the punches. Like,
you got to adjust. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You got to adjust.
And your audience may not have adjusted to the technology.
That's the other thing too.
You still have to be able to provide them with the physical.
And then you got younger cats. You think about it. It's younger cats in their 20s that are now coming up on the scene and doing stuff They don't know the fuck about me.
Yeah.
They don't know what's going on with me.
And they're a little better with the phone.
They're a little bit
because
better
they
with the
grew up
phone.
with
Yeah,
it.
they're
So
more into
That's
the
why.
technology. We
That's
was
why I
before
have to
YouTube
shout
and all
out.
that shit. We don't know
That's
that
why I
shit.
have to shout out my brother Mott Man. My brother Mott
From
Man
UK, right? Word.
from the UK,
Yeah,
Bristol, UK, Fresh Imports. That's my group
Shout
that
out to
I'm
them.
in with
right,
an
yeah.
international artist. You know what I'm saying? From Mott Man, he's a MC from Bristol.
Is-
That's
is
why I
he
love
on,
him.
In the Day of the Night on like
He is
song
on
3
In
or
the Day to
4?
Night. He's
Yeah.
on
That's
In
him?
the Day to
Yeah,
Night.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
on
yeah.
In the Day to Night.
So real quick, I think it was last episode or 2 episodes ago. I kind of shitted on UK rappers.
You did. You
You
did
can't.
say.
Oh, yeah, and
You
I was
can't.
saying you.
I did.
You can't.
And
I
was
thought it was dope. I
They're
always said it was
killing
dope. So
I will
shout out to my
I
UK
will
rappers.
name 5
But hold
UK
on.
rappers right now that is killing the scene.
Yeah.
And has been killing the scene for a
Right.
minute.
Yeah,
5.
What I want to say
5.
is when I
real.
heard
It's real. Me
I will
too. I
name
name
them
them
from the
Wait,
90s
wait,
too.
wait.
From the 90s. I'm
When
gonna
I
name them
heard-
right now. 5
Let
from the
them-
90s.
Watch.
wait. When I heard what's your man's name? Mopman?
Mott Man.
Mopman. When I heard him
Fresh Imports.
on song number 3 or 4, I don't remember which one it was. I didn't immediately like
Dismiss him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You liked it. See?
Like,
You
I
liked
listened
it.
to
Exactly.
it and I was like, all
Listen
right.
I fucked with this guy, Wishmaster.
Yeah, he's a young Wishmaster's my other brother.
Yeah.
Wishmaster's
He
my
was on
guy.
the Still Relevant
I
album.
fuck, yeah.
He was
yeah.
on my Still
I
Relevant
know, yeah.
album.
That's why I fuck with. Yeah.
Wishmaster's another one.
Wishmaster's my
But
guy.
what even got me into Wishmaster and Mott Man
Right.
were the first cats. These are like the Wu-Tang from UK. Split Profits. Split
Okay.
Profits. Get on Split Profits.
Okay.
Those are the first cats from Bristol that before I met Wishmaster, before I met Mott Man, you know what I mean? Split Profits was the crew that I was really like yo, these cats is ill.
Ill,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Is that the same crew you told us
They're
about?
Nah,
ill.
no,
They're
no,
ill.
no,
They're
Triple
ill.
Darkness.
But Split
Yeah.
Triple
He knows what I'm
Darkness
talking
is
about.
dope too.
They're like the Buddha me over
Triple
there.
Darkness
Did you
is dope
fuck
too.
with SAS?
Of course.
SAS
Of
was dope. I
course,
fuck
of
with
course.
SAS hard,
You know what I'm
yo.
saying?
I love
And we was
SAS.
also talking about who
Peace or salute.
Michael
man.
Parkinson.
Michael Parkinson and
yeah.
Cyrus Malachi.
to me.
Cyrus
To me, he's
Malachi.
like
You know
the
what I'm
go to
saying?
UK to me.
You got the 4 Owls. All 4 of
my
those
God,
members
yeah.
of the 4 Owls.
4 Owls is
You know what I'm
from over
saying?
there?
Have
I
been
thought they were
killing
from
it.
Canada.
Verb T. You know what I'm saying?
thought they
You
were
got
from
Leaf
Canada.
Dog. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God,
Like
Leaf Dog.
all
I
of
remember
them.
the track he did with a Motor Technique.
Exactly.
Back in the day, Boys to the
Exactly.
Shit, right? Was that it?
Exactly. So London has been doing their numbers. Me and Mott Man have a track with Farmer Beats, who is another
Farmer Beats is a beast.
classic
I gotta open
Yeah,
my ears up to the
yeah,
UK.
yeah.
You know
You
what
gotta
I'm
get with
saying? And
it,
you
bro.
got artists like Sonny Jim, who's just killing it right now, who got tracks with MF
been in
Doom
here, Sonny Jim.
and J
Said that
Electronica.
before.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
You
done
know
work
what I
with Crime
mean?
Apple.
Tracks
Yeah.
with Crime Apple.
So UK is working. Shout out to
Yeah.
all my UK people.
Absolutely.
Maybe I
Big
only
up
heard, like, Central
Wishmaster.
C.
Wishmaster.
And I was like, I can't fuck
Nah,
with
they dope.
UK.
I said
Wishmaster created the coin Brookstall.
Yeah.
So that's Bristol and Brooklyn mixed together.
Yeah, bro.
Brookstall.
Wishmaster,
Big up
yo. Fuck with
Wishmaster.
him, yo. He's on the Still Relevant
you
album.
heard it?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I
Before
was.
the Still Relevant album?
Fuck yeah.
You talking shit. You heard of Wishmaster the movie from the 80s, the scary
That was my shit, though,
Yeah.
Wishmaster just dropped a new album too. Shout out to my brother
Wishmaster.
Shout
Wishmaster. He
out
got
to
a new
Wishmaster.
album with.
Salute.
He actually has a new album with Michael Parkinson that he just dropped.
And Michael
So shout out to
Parkinson is UK
Wishmaster.
also?
UK
And
too,
Wishmaster is also on Mott Man's album that's dropping
you
on
go.
May 4th. It's called Revenge of the
4th,
Six. Revenge of the Six on May 4th.
Revenge of the
It's
Six.
the whole Star Wars stuff. So
that's
shout out to my
okay.
brother Mott Man. I'm on that album. I'm on that album. Spit Gems is on that album.
Wow.
He got Oliver Rothstein on that album.
Shouts to Jim.
It's a dope
that was
project.
dope.
You know what I mean? And then
And
Fresh
they're
Imports too is
streaming
working.
some, or they're not streaming. They're going to some Star Wars is coming back to theaters, some special event. So if you want to go
okay.
check
Yeah.
it out in theaters,
Shit.
yes. While we're talking about classics, while we're talking about legends, while we're talking about icons, let's get into Nas. And he just announced
Yeah.
that him and Mass Appeal are dropping
Shouts
7
to the
albums. From
I'm gonna tell
7
y'all. I'm gonna tell
icons.
y'all a quick jewel. You said Mass Appeal. Mass Appeal was a magazine
Yes. Yeah.
before
Shouts.
they had the label.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I used to write for them.
No shit.
Nice.
I have an article. I think it's issue number 5 or something like that. It has
That's dope.
it's a graffiti
Yeah,
cover.
yeah.
It has an undercover cop holding a gun at a graffiti artist that's on the cover. And
shit.
for that issue, I interviewed Science of Life. And shout out to Science of
New
Life.
Brunswick, baby.
That's a
Jersey.
Jersey artist. You know what I'm saying? Jersey crew. You know what I'm saying? And I interviewed them for Mass Appeal for that artist.
A rap crew?
So I used to mess with them. You know what I'm saying?
The first time I heard Life Long.
And that's the first appearance.
Album.
This right here
album is this?
is the first.
album.
This is the first
He
appearance.
brought that up.
Oh, Signs of Life. Okay,
First appearance that I've ever was on.
John Robinson, Little Cy, and ID4 wins. Rest in peace, Inspector Willoughby, man.
Rest
Did
in
you
peace,
say Little
Inspector Willoughby,
Cyanide?
man.
No, Little Cy.
Oh,
Little Cy. But
That was
Can I
the
see that?
first.
Yeah.
This is literally.
their first album.
That's literally the first wax CD,
That you
anything
on,
that
right?
I appeared on.
Yeah.
Professional, Subverse Records.
Ghetto to Galaxy.
Shout out to
Get
John
my eyes
Robinson.
on.
Shout out to ID4 Wins. Shout out to my
Rest in
brother.
peace, Inspector Willoughby, man.
Yes.
Words, bro.
You know what I mean?
When I first moved to Central Jersey, to that area, the New Brunswick area, my man that I met.
Shout out to my brother Kane. Shout out to my brother Kane, who recorded us in his. He had a fucking little. Can I curse on here?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
He had a fucking little shack in Jersey. I forgot where he lived at the time, and we recorded that shit in there. You know what I'm saying? Myself.
Dope.
Fucking Inspector
What year
Willoughby
was
was
this?
there. The whole
2000.
Signs of Life was there. That was like 1999 when we actually recorded.
Oh yeah, but yeah.
Recorded in
It says
1999.
2000 here,
And that, I ain't gonna hold you, that was the spark. Because right after that, I recorded that joint. That came on wax. And then my people's Anti-Pop Consortium had me on the
Pharoah
joint
Monch.
with Pharoah Monch.
Shit, bro.
Then the Cannibal Ox joint. So that all of that time
Battle
was
of the
around that
Rascals
same time of the
Battle of the
Science of Life.
Rascals.
Yeah,
So I mean, I gotta salute my brothers. ID4 Wins. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Inspector Willoughby, Savage Messiah. Peace to John Robinson. You know what I'm saying?
Sock.
They gave me a shot. They believed in me back
hell
then.
yeah.
They
I
was
fuck
like,
with them, man.
and real talk, they was like kind of like the only ones that believed in me back then.
Yeah.
Besides my crew Stronghold. And they put me on this
You
shit.
know how hard it is to have that fucking CDB?
No.
This is a classic.
You're a fucking
That shit is
historian.
hard,
That's
bro.
a classic. If you go on Discog, that's probably about $80.
Pulled it out the
Out the
Yeah,
woodwork.
I got a couple little
dungeon.
things.
All right.
Shout out to
another one
Fiona
I'm really
Bloom.
waiting for.
When
Shout
you
out to
worked,
Fiona Bloom on some ish.
When you worked for Mass Appeal, was Nas an owner of the magazine as well?
No, this is
no,
before the Nas shit and all that. It was just a magazine.
like, what's
It was
that
just a
on, like,
magazine.
2000 something.
And I was writing.
Yeah,
I was
he,
writing
like, maybe
interviews for them. I was doing
7 years
interviews.
ago.
I think
what
the
I'm saying,
dude's
like,
name
yeah.
was. What was the dude name? The dude's name was like I think Mike or something like that from there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But he did name the magazine after the song?
I feel like the
What,
magazine,
Yeah.
It's my
the
second
magazine
favorite song of all time.
turned into the label pretty much.
No, I know. But do you know if the
original
creator
owner?
of the magazine
Yeah.
named the magazine after the song?
I
Man,
don't
I
think
don't
so.
know.
Okay.
I don't know that.
I mean, it would
say
make
he did.
mad
I'm
sense.
just gonna
Hell
say
yeah.
he did because that's a classic. And it's one of the best songs ever fucking made and
That
created.
would be
like, so-
that would
be.
be
It
genius.
could
He's from
be.
the golden
Rest in
era.
peace,
He's a
Michael.
golden era dude.
Did
yeah.
Gangstar ever do a song with Nas?
No.
No.
But
That's crazy.
I heard on the Nas and Primo album, they got an unreleased verse from Guru.
Yes, you told me that.
And
Yes.
from the Moment of Truth era. And
but
that's
now-
when Guru was like on his fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Hard to earn in that, bro. It's my goat, bro.
All right, so let's get into Nas and the Seven Icons. New albums coming
Let's
from
go.
Slick Rick,
Nice.
Raekwon, Ghostface Killer, De La Soul, Mobb Deep, Big L, and Nas himself.
Yeah.
Nas and Primo, baby.
Wait, name again real quick.
Slick Rick, the legendary Slick Rick.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the illest
Greatest
stories.
storyteller of all
Raekwon the
time.
Chef, Ghostface the Killer, De La the Soul,
You an idiot.
Mobb the Deep,
And Burns the move
Big
on.
L, and Nas just the GOAT.
Nas and Primo.
Nas
But,
go.
but my
Nas
question is, what are they putting out with Big L?
That was
I-
actually
I-
one
that's
of
why-
my
Because
questions.
my whole thing is like,
I just hope it's unreleased shit. Like that.
No, it's not.
how
I-
many
you know, you
verses
really
did he
think so?
kick though? Like after
Yeah, he
the,
probably
the
does have
other
shit back in
album,
the
didn't they
vault
put out like?
nobody's ever heard.
Okay,
Really?
I'm sure.
An album's worth?
I mean, one album maybe.
Nah, but that's
that.
us as MCs.
Yo,
we
he's been
we
rapping
steady
back in the
recording.
day.
I will say
Before.
this with
Maybe it's like Children of the Corn version.
yeah. I will. Yeah.
We're
Yeah, that's the shit
MCs.
that
We
never
we're
came
steady
out.
True,
recording.
true.
Like think about it. I just recorded some stuff for you.
That you're probably fucking
So
put away to the
if
side
something
and you
ever
never know.
happened to me, you understand what I'm saying?
Word
That's
is
a
born,
vault.
yeah.
But what I'm trying to say, with
Vault
today's
joint.
technology, they can
hope
clean
so.
it up real good. They can make it sound good. They can make it stick to any beat. So I think it'll work. You know, if
Yeah,
he's
I
got
just
an
want it to
album's
be,
worth.
Unreleased verses. Because if I hear some shit that I already heard, I'm already gonna cancel the whole album. I'll be like, it's gonna hurt my feelings.
If it's reused verses.
Yeah, if it's reused verses. If I hear a
like
verse
on
from,
some
like,
Born Again shit.
Yeah, like, all right, bro, like, you know what?
Yeah.
Like, I love Big L, that was my guy, but it's like, I don't want to hear recycled verses.
Yeah.
Me neither.
To make money.
Me neither. 2025?
Shit that he never came out with. I want to hear shit from him in 92 that nobody's ever heard.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if it's not as good as, like, Lifestyles of Poor and Danger, but as long as it's fucking unheard of, I'm there for it, bro.
Because you got to think about it. It's 2025, so it's just like, so what are we gonna hear from? Right. You never know,
right?
And that might be, and that might even be a verse we heard already too.
Sometimes
that's what I mean, yeah.
All I hope is verses I never heard. That's all.
I don't know.
Same shit with Prodigy and the new Mobb Deep album. Prodigy is one of my top 3 MCs of all time. If I hear something that's already a verse, I'm like, fuck.
But I feel like Prodigy got.
He's got mad shit.
Yeah, I think Havoc and Alchemist got mad shit in his.
Like, with like 3 albums verses I never heard of.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can see that.
He probably has albums that he was
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Havoc.
And I'm gonna tell y'all a quick jewel. So I told you I have an older sister that put me on the hip hop pretty much. She used to dance.
Okay.
Her friend was basically one of her homegirls that she went to school with, Stacy, right? So she had a brother. So you remember that Prodigy, his mother, rest in peace, Bernice Johnson, had the dance school type vibe.
Oh, shit, that's right, yeah.
So my friend's sister was in that dance school. And my friend's sister's brother was also in that dance school, right? So my sister basically introduced me to her friend, brother. And then her friend's brother introduces me to Prodigy. That's my fam.
Yeah.
But as children?
As children. So I'm like,
so you got introduced
I'm like in the 11th grade and I met Prodigy. I actually have a signed Prodigy and Havoc promotional poster that was Poetical Prophets.
Before they were Mobb Deep.
Before they were Mobb Deep, yeah.
My sister used to throw like an African study group. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days. And she would have people come through and perform and stuff. Yeah. And Poetical Prophets performed at that African study group. Wow. It was Prodigy and Havoc back then.
Yeah. Before Juvenile.
So I knew Prodigy and Havoc back then. I got a chance to meet Prodigy. There was even one moment where I chilled with my sister's brother's friend. Shout out to Roger. You know what I'm saying? Me and Roger was chilling. I was at his house. And Prodigy came through as like a young kid. And this was this is when I was like in the 11th grade. I'm talking about like 91 type vibe. And Prodigy came to the crib. He had Chuck Jewels on and all that. And we was building in my man Roger's room. And he was telling me about everything that he was going to do with Havoc and all of that. And that's when he gave me the promotional photo of the Poetical Prophets. Because that was right after they rocked. And that was right after they rocked. At my sister's African study group. And he came through, he had the African beads on and the birth stick and all of that. Yeah. So I'm from that era, bro.
Shout out to Prodigy.
That was when I was young. Rest in peace to Prodigy.
Prophets. Shout out to them.
Yeah. I got a chance to meet him and build with him.
I met him once, but I
got a chance to meet with him and build with him as a kid, bro.
Have you checked out the book yet?
No.
Yo, for real?
Like, check it out.
That's good. That's
so
good,
wow, you sleeping, son.
Prodigy was on a soundtrack for, I forgot what movie it was. It was a movie soundtrack.
No, it was
movie back in the days.
He was on the Boys in the Hood soundtrack.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
The song
was Too Young.
Too Young.
And he played that joint for me and my man, for me and the dude Roger that night when I was young in the 11th grade. I heard Too Young. And then I remember like either a radio show or I think or something like that. But I remember having that song and I was like bumping that as a kid in high school. I know this kid that's on a joint. So I know Prodigy. Rest in peace.
Shout out to Prodigy.
And shout out to my brother Noel, also that's from Queensbridge. He's a dude that ran with the whole Infamous Mob crew and all of that. That dude I went to high school with in the 9th grade. Noel was the first dude to zeke me in a haircut. You know what I mean? And he knew Prodigy and Nas and all of that.
You know, I didn't know that word Zeke until
I got Zeke.
Time.
I got Zeke with a haircut.
Yeah, shout out Chef Petey. Yeah. He was zeking Pop Duke's hair.
So just to let y'all know, Queens vibe, I've been around for a minute. I'm definitely Jamaica Queens.
GAHHDcast exclusive, baby.
You know, I know like Lost Boys when they was like before Lost Boys came out, that was like a crew.
Yeah, they were cool. Yeah, they
remember
yeah.
them.
They were actually cool. They was real though
running
too.
through the Coliseum Mall.
They didn't fuck around, yo. They didn't fuck around, yo.
I'm from Queens, bro. I'm from Queens, so I used to see all of that.
Damn. I got a couple titles of the albums. So the Mobb Deep album is going to be called Infinite.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
The Slick
It should
Rick
be.
album
Word.
is dropping first, actually, the 18th of April. So that's pretty soon.
Next week.
Yeah.
It's called Victory.
Okay.
Raekwon is dropping The Emperor's New Clothes on the 16th of May.
That makes sense.
Like something he
Yeah.
would,
That makes sense.
that just sounds like
makes
something
sense.
he would say. I love
That
it.
makes sense.
I love him.
That makes
He's a
sense.
fucking man.
Watch him do like a Saucony collabo too. He gonna do a Saucony collabo.
Yo, them purple joints.
You know he gonna do a
just-
Saucony
I
collabo.
love them.
You already know he gonna do a Saucony.
No, they
collabo.
were Sauconys. They were Sauconys. Yeah.
Sauconys.
Sauconys, yeah.
Saucony,
I say
Saucony.
Saucony.
Yeah, Saucony,
New York
Saucony.
Jersey,
Yeah.
Nah, I always say Saucony like he did. Yeah.
Saucony.
Saucony, Saucony, Saucony.
Saucony.
Talking me, man.
Sauconys.
I try to get international with everything. Saucony. It's a fresh imports thing.
Big L's,
Big L don't have a name yet. That's to be determined. De La don't have a name yet. Nas don't have a name yet. And Ghost is dropping Supreme Clientele.
Wow.
Did you say De La?
okay.
Yeah.
Wow, De La.
So I have a question
Vintage
for each
Sugoi
of
verses.
y'all, and we can go around the room. What album are you looking forward to the most?
The most?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same album.
It's between two for me. And they're both personal favorites of mine. So I'm gonna say obviously
shit.
like my Preem, Nas and Primo. And mine is Ghost.
Preem. Stupid.
And and then I'll say Ghost. Cause I'm a big Ghost is my favorite Wu member, so Ghost.
Okay.
All right, Life. What album are you looking forward to the most?
Out of those.
Out of
I ain't gonna
these,
hold you. I
seven
kind of
icons?
want to hear some vintage True Goy verses. So I'm
True.
looking for that De La.
So you're gonna vote De La? I like
And
it.
then I mean Nas is one of my favorite MCs.
He is my
So
favorite.
I gotta
He's the
say
GOAT.
Nas and Primo.
Yeah.
But my only
We've been
thing
waiting for
is,
that shit since, like,
I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah.
My only thing is, I hope that Primo did something a little different with some of the other tracks. You know what I mean? I want him to get on a get on a J. Rue vibe, like what he did with J. Rue's first
like
album.
Old Primo vibe. Yes, I agree.
I got a question. Did you
I
like
want that old Primo vibe,
just so people won't
You can tell the
say
difference with the newer vibe.
right.
you like-
so
But
just
it's still good, but it's nothing compared to that fucking
All right.
90s Primo.
and
question
that
is-
people won't say that the drums are repetitive, or
Right.
I don't want no one to say that
I got a
that
question,
Primo shit was whack.
Did you-
because I felt like the
was a fucking goat.
first installment that he did with Nas was dope. I like that.
Did you fuck with
What do you mean by the first installment?
The first joint that he did with Nas, with Nas
that
and Primo,
came out for this album.
I liked it. I
Yeah,
liked
yeah,
it. I liked it.
I heard
But
that
I
you
want to
were
just
talking shit
see.
about it.
I want to see different variations. Don't
Yes,
stick with
I
the
agree
same
with that,
thing.
yeah.
So if that album is that's all I want.
I got a question. Did you fuck with the Prime albums?
Yes.
What,
Yes.
Royce
I
and,
did.
Royce
I did.
First one, yeah.
I did.
And second one,
I
that was
did.
kind of like,
You know how he worked those albums, how Primo produced those albums.
Yeah.
I thought that was super creative.
It was
to me.
incredible.
Like he was just sampling. What's his name?
incredible.
I didn't fuck with the second one like that.
What?
First
Wow,
one,
they
the
were
second
both
one, shit.
dope as fuck.
First one was the shit. The second one to me was a little kind of like a rush that felt like it was like kind of like boom boom hey like let's get it. You know
I
what
kind of
mean?
feel that too.
That's the way I felt.
But didn't that come out during the pandemic though too? So you gotta
Could be
understand.
that.
It was
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like.
Oh, I would never talk shit
You know
on
what I
Primo.
mean?
That's my goat.
Yeah.
I would never.
It's my
Ever.
goat, too.
Like, you know what I mean? But I'll admit he's got tracks that I'm like. I don't wanna
That's why I feel like that Nas and De La album.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
I
So
mean,
you
like,
got
Nas- after
De La
Guru-
and Nas.
After Guru and Primo, to me, Nas is the second best MC after
Being on a
Guru
Primo
to
beat,
me, rapping
on a
Primo
on a
shit,
Primo
you know what I
beat,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's hands
yeah,
down. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Nas Light is one of the illest songs of all time.
So
Like
am
I always
safe?
say-
State of mind, like come on.
I always say if I had to show somebody, like if somebody asked me what is hip hop, that's the track I would show them. Nas is like, this is hip hop.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So is it safe to assume you're gonna vote for Nas and Primo?
That's for number one.
Can I
Mobb
get a
Deep
number
is
two then?
My second favorite group
Mobb
of all
Deep.
time. You know what I mean?
And
But
I want to kind of vote for Mobb Deep, but you only gave me two. So
Yeah,
that's
well,
why
I really only gave one,
I gotta
bro.
say De La
I'll
and
take the
Nas.
Turbo mention is Big L to me. As long as it's unheard verses.
Of course.
That's
Yeah.
number three. I'd rather hear the Big L one before Ghost and Raekwon shit and De La Soul.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Big L had a big impact on me as a kid.
I got to
You
make
know,
sure
like,
that the producers
I
that are
love Big L,
those legendary Big L verses are official though. Like I need to make sure. Like I need to have. I need to have a large pro on there. I need to have like certain
want some old
producers
Lord
on
Finesse
there.
on that
Lord
motherfucker,
Finesse,
some Buck Wild and
exactly.
shit.
Buck
Yeah, I
Wild.
want that shit, the old
I
shit.
need that on there just to make it.
That's what I want.
You understand what I'm saying? Like
I
don't
want
just
that
give me
lifestyles
don't just
mixed
give me
with,
old Big L verses.
Big picture.
I
I
need
want it mixed.
producers with that.
Yeah.
I need producers with that.
What about features?
I'm good with no features for certain people.
Me too.
I'm good with like Nas. I don't need a feature unless it's Guru. If it's on her Guru verse, I'm on it. I don't need a nobody else to rhyme with him.
Yeah.
He's good enough to just fuck.
I mean, me like if Ghost got some, obviously some Wu members, I'm cool with that.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Verse, I'll take on it.
I picked De La, so I would love to hear if they had a Shorty Nomaz. That was on Balloon Mind State. The female that was rhyming on Balloon Mind State.
Okay.
If they have her again, I would like that.
Hold that thought. F, are we still on Bluetooth? Do you hear that? Give me a little volume, please.
I give, but I'm selfish. Tattoo on my chick lips on my pelvis. Well, it's the pubic part. Excuse me, y'all. Think that I became musical. Something right under my tongue. I can't speak it. Can't spell it.
Oh, this is being promoted as some unreleased Nas, but y'all all heard this, right?
Yeah. Hell yeah, we heard this before.
My bad. I thought it was new Nas.
No.
He's my fourth favorite, but I will go on the record and say he's the GOAT.
So
He's just, to me, he's my fourth because I have guys that I just relate. Nas to me, he's the GOAT. He's my fourth favorite in my list.
Okay.
Which I know.
Yes, the GOAT don't have to be your favorite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think he's the GOAT because of everything he's done and everything. But he's just. I'm not saying he's not better than the guys I have in front of him. Like I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that I have these guys that I.
Nas is the GOAT. I mean,
more, you know
my
what I mean?
whole thing is
prefer them.
My whole thing is Nas is the GOAT because the fact that. Look at the albums that he just put out, like like you know what I mean. So,
the
bro,
Kings of Sea.
with Hit Boy, he's still spitting it, and he's still spitting
killing
it.
shit, man. Still giving
what's
stories,
crazy?
like you know what I mean, like
and also like I mean he's got the hip hop Bible. You know what I'm saying? So like
all day.
You know what I think makes Nas the GOAT? Shit like that.
That too, that he's
Like,
preserving hip hop.
Like
He's insurance for hip hop.
really hip hop. Yeah, he did the Scarface and
you gotta like
the other.
like
He's preserving. He's literally preserving hip hop.
He's
Like what
the
he
epitome
considers
of the
hip hop.
culture of
Look at the artists that he's picking, that he's choosing. You know what I'm saying? So
Motherfuckers
like,
that we all was growing up and we're like these
You
guys
said
are the best. Like, you know what I mean?
Raekwon's coming out with an album this year. Like
one of the best albums of all time.
come on, incredibly, incredibly,
bro, like, come on.
incredibly.
So I'm gonna go against the grain. And I'm gonna say Slick Rick only because I love Slick Rick.
twin in the building.
His mother cousin.
When's the last time we got a Slick Rick album? I don't even remember.
Exactly. Yeah.
We got a Slick Rick album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was years ago.
9, I think, right?
The track he had with Outkast on that shit.
Yeah,
That shit was my shit. I forgot the name.
Yeah.
And he had a track with Cannabis when Cannabis was rocking everything.
The song with Outkast was the Art of
That
Storytelling.
was my shit.
It was the title
What was
track.
the name of the Art of Storytelling?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yo, that doo-doo, that beat. I was like, what? Killed that shit, bro.
Yes,
Great
sir.
song.
That shit was dope.
That shit was crazy.
So shout out to Nas, shout out to Mass Appeal,
My favorite
shout out
MC.
to Slick Rick,
Queens get
shout
the
out to
money.
Raekwon, shout out to Ghost, shout out to De La Soul, rest in peace Trugoy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mob, rest in peace
Prodigy.
rest in peace Prodigy. Shout out and rest in peace to Big L.
Yeah, all day.
And Nas, you the GOAT.
That's
The
it.
GOAT, baby.
Let's go to this Billboard top 50 female MCs of all time.
Here we go.
You know it's
Wasn't in there. My
Basuda.
chick wasn't
Because
in there.
Bahama is not on there.
That was my
Link
favorite
Q is
female
not
MC.
on there.
Bahama Dia.
Come on, I'm a name
That's
that
your
female
person
MC.
that you would
My
add?
top.
Shay Noir's not on there. I know Mo the Great's not on there.
Max
Apani's not on there.
Bahama
If
Dia.
Apani B Fly's not on there.
I'll tell you who I had.
I would add
put up there too.
Jean Grey, I need
God
Apani on
damn
there.
it, man. That was the one that I was going to add.
Nitty Scott.
Nitty Scott.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Nitty Scott.
What up with
that was-
Apani B Fly though?
Apani's
My
mad.
sister.
She's
That's
so
my
good.
sister. That's who put me onto the game.
There you go.
Apani B
I'm
Fly.
not your ordinary
One of the
MC.
illest female MCs in the game. Polyrhythmatics with
Polyrhythmatics.
Complex,
I got that shit
DJ
on
Spinner, and Shabam Sadiq.
Word.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
Complex,
know about
right?
Apani.
DJ Complex.
Apani was on MF Doom's album, Victor
Yeah.
Vaughn. You know what I'm
you
saying?
know who I
She was
fuck
on
with?
Pharaoh's album, her first album with
Yeah.
Pharaoh.
The ass or whatever, right? Yeah, yeah.
Apani. Let me tell you something about Apani.
She's a beast.
Apani is my sister, and she was the one that really, really showed me the game as far as publishing, really big shit. She was telling me about overseas stuff. Really,
Where's she from?
Queens, get the
Queens.
money. Hollis,
You know what's
Hollis
another
cool.
one, man? Queen Heroin, bro. From
Queen
Juggernaut,
Heroin, of
dog.
course.
You know who I used to fuck with?
Juggernauts.
You remember what's her name?
She just dropped an album.
Sonya
That's
Blade?
fire.
Remember
Sonya
Sonya
Blade was
Blade?
nasty. too.
Sonya
Alan,
Blade was a beast,
Paula
yo.
Perry.
Yeah.
Remember Paula Perry?
Paula Perry.
What's up with Heather B?
Jean Grey.
What's up with Heather B? What's up with Heather B? Heather B just with Sway. She's just doing interviews with Sway, but she was a crazy MC,
was a beast,
and I felt like she sparked the game for a lot of
Rage
people.
from the West Coast, Lady of Rage.
She's on there. She's
on here.
She's on there. Okay.
Let me read y'all the top 10, and then y'all can give me y'all opinion.
Okay.
At number 10 is Foxy Brown. Shout out to Foxy Brown.
Yeah. I ain't not arguing
Number
with that.
9 is Eve.
I'm not arguing with that.
Number 8 is Roxanne Shante.
I'm not arguing with that.
Number 7 is Salt and Pepper.
Okay.
Number 6 is MC Light.
Okay.
Number 5 is the Queen Latifah.
Yeah,
she should be higher.
Number 4 is Little Kim.
Okay.
Number 3 is Lauryn Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Missy Elliott.
Okay.
And I want the camera to focus on this guy right here, and I want to hear his opinion on this. Because number 1 is the other queen, Nicki Minaj, the Barb. Shout out to the Barb.
You know what, though?
I can't be mad.
You know what? I can't get mad because queens get the money. And Nicki Minaj, if you hear the Dragon verse that she did on her first album, she bodied it.
Yes, she got a few verses that she bodied. But
it.
wait.
I can't get mad at Nicki.
Look at his face.
Put the solo on him.
He like me though. I don't
Close
like
up
Nicki
on
Minaj
him.
at all either.
Oh God, I'm only gonna reserve because of our guest, because it is Queens, and I'll respect that. I will respect that, and because also my goal is from
I'm
Queens.
Queens in Brooklyn. I'm BQE.
You know what I'm saying?
But
fuck Nicki Minaj and her. Most importantly, and I'll tell you. Yeah, he pussy.
This motherfucker's pheno.
He pussy.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Nah, but I'll tell you what makes it's not even so much her she's insufferable, absolutely, but her fans are even worse.
Yeah,
yo.
that's what it is. I think more.
And not even
Them
her
Barbies go in, bro.
Not even all her fans. I'm talking about the ones that are 35 years
Them
old,
Barbies
dude.
go in, bro.
A dude that wears
Them
Hello
Barbies
Kitty
go
talking
in,
about,
bro.
oh, that's
like-
my
they work for
favorite.
the
Yo,
Beehive.
go fuck yourself, B.
He's gotten virally jumped by the Barb.
All the time.
Barbies
Fuck
go
them
in,
bitches.
bro.
So let me ask you a question.
You know what I'm mad that
do you
Rod
think?
Digger ain't on this list either, yo?
I was gonna say
why
her.
ain't
Where's
Rod
she
Digger on
at?
there?
Where the fuck is
Bro,
Rod?
he's a fucking beast.
Remember, guys, this list is from Billboard.
Yeah,
And
fuck
Billboard.
Billboard, that's why.
Fuck
Two
Billboard
things.
too.
I ain't gonna hold you. Apani, if Apani's not on that list, it's no female list. Because Apani
Tamia Bahama.
is one of the first, and Bahamadia.
Yeah, that's what I
but,
put before
and
anybody, but
Apani is
which one?
right on the same level as
Without a doubt,
Bahamadia.
Rod Digger.
You gotta understand, Apani was doing stuff
Hurricane G.
like you know what I'm saying. Apani was doing stuff from back in the days, bro.
Word.
She was
got
Apani
that
was
Molly
doing
Rhythm
songs.
tape.
Apani was doing songs with Dr. Dre's artist. Remember the Dr. Dre female artist that
Truth Hurts?
Nah, it was a female artist. I can't think of him right
Michelle Lee,
now.
right?
Michelle.
I
That
can't
far,
think of him.
right?
I can't think of him right now. But Apani was really doing her numbers.
Yeah, she a beast.
And
yeah.
she got
Doesn't
love in
Lex have her on
Japan.
track?
She got mad love in
Lex
Japan
Luavo,
too.
Lex
You know what I
Luavo,
mean?
we got her,
She
right?
rock with the
Lex new album, The
Lex
Best
Luavo
Language?
has a Pani on
Yeah.
it. Yeah, word.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. When I seen it, I was like, wait, is this a Pani B from the Poly Rhythm? I
So
was like,
there's a crew.
Shouts to
Rest
Apani.
in peace to the Nujabes. Nujabes is a kind of like Pete Rock, kind of like a Jay Dilla of Japan, and Apani was one of the first peoples to rock with the Nujabes, yo.
dope.
I'm
You know
gonna be
what I'm
honest
saying?
with
So
y'all.
you gotta give Apani her props on some female
Yeah,
I'm
you've
MCs.
never heard of her.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, you
And
never heard of her.
yes,
She's
you're
underground,
correct.
You know what
I've
I mean?
never heard of
He's never
Apani.
heard of her. We
And
have.
she's not
But
even
shout
underground
out to
because if
her.
you think about it, she was on Pharoah Monch's first album.
Never heard it.
And
Yeah,
she
but
was on MF
He
Doom,
never
Victor
even heard Pharoah
Vaughn.
Monch's first album. He
I've
looks
And
at
she was
Pharoah
on
Monch
MF
like-
Doom, Victor Vaughn.
No,
doesn't know MF
because I
Doom
told
like
you
that either.
PTSD is my shit.
Yeah, but that's like years later.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
you think about it. Then you think about
This
DJ
guy.
Spinner,
Yeah.
one of the biggest
Exactly,
DJs in New
Spinner was
York.
on there. Word.
I've
He
also
produced
never
the
heard of
album that
MF
she was
Doom.
on.
Nah,
I said
but
Complex before. I meant Spinner.
But wait,
I said
wait.
Complex
Holly
before.
with Maddox.
I need him to be honest.
go ahead. Say what you
Man,
gotta say. What you
Pharoah
gotta
Monch was on
say.
that album too.
Would you say that Nicki Minaj can't rap?
She could rap. She's
I'll be
dope.
honest. At
like
first, when I first heard her rap, when she was on her
DVD and shit,
all
yeah.
that, she was dope. I was like, yo, I can fuck with her. But then she got whacked.
So you think when she went commercial?
When she went pop, that was it. It was over for me.
That's what
Like,
happens. That's because
You know what?
I
Though?
was
You gotta
done after that.
understand.
Then after
When
that,
you're-
and it wasn't
when
even
you're
the fact that she
signed-
went pop, because I understand that you got to make your money,
have
do
to
what
make
you
your
got to do.
money.
I get that. I get that.
When
It's
you're-
what is everything that followed after she went pop. She just became a horrible fucking artist and a horrible fucking person, yo.
It's
like
corporate,
it was whack,
though.
yo.
It's
Would you say
corporate.
she's trash?
She's pretty trash now.
I don't think
Can you
she's
say
trash.
that sentence?
Nicki Minaj is
Nicki
trash.
Minaj is basura.
Yeah, she's
Thank
trash.
you.
Fuck it, I'll say it.
I can't agree with that.
I don't give a
can't.
fuck.
Me
Flip it
personally,
up twice. Nicki Minaj is
me
trash.
personally,
yo.
I can't agree
don't,
with
I don't
it.
fuck with her.
No,
because
I
I'm
don't
from
think she's
Queens.
trash. I don't think
I'm
she's
from
trash.
Queens.
She got a couple of
Queens get the money. Queens get the money.
Like trash. I'm not gonna lie.
Queens get the money. Nicki's still getting her bag out there. You gotta understand. Nicki,
I'm not hating on her success.
Nicki is top 10.
She's successful.
She's on her level.
Yeah.
So I gotta give props to Nicki because Queens get the money.
And that's the thing. And don't get it twisted. I'm not hating on her success. Like,
exactly.
never
That's
that.
what
I'm not hating.
know.
She's successful, and I'm not like, oh, fuck that. I wish she wasn't. No, that's good. Good for her. I'm happy
You're just
for
not
her.
feeling the music. I understand.
Her music is not for me.
More
her
to
fans.
that pop era.
Her
like,
fans are even worse. I'm sorry. Your fans are
Barbs.
insufferable. Not even.
What's your at?
Yeah,
at
yeah.
VSOP?
Yeah, exactly. At the real VSOP.
Barbs.
They're gonna attack. They're gonna attack the hell out of you, bro.
Yo,
And
They're
it's
gonna
not
be
even-
like, but you know what? They're gonna be like, I love Life because he's from Queens and he stuck up for her.
yeah,
Then they're gonna listen
Shout out
to
to
your
Nicki
shit.
Minaj.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Life is doing that for
Hey yo, Nicki,
Yeah.
See how
if
we
you want
work
me on,
that?
if you want me on something,
Yeah, we
Nicki,
make it look like we hate
I'll
Nicki.
take all the shots. Come on.
hold up, Nicki, we could do some independent underground vibe,
Work with this
rap.
guy.
Queens vibe.
Yeah.
Holla at me,
Real rap shit.
holla at me,
Barbs.
Nicki. And
you could do that
hold
with
up,
him?
hold up. We'll do a joint with me, Nicki, and Motor Gray, and that'll be crazy.
And you
Let's
gotta throw
do it.
Shorty on there.
Motor Gray.
Apani.
The one you
And
were talking
Apani.
about.
So it'll be
yeah.
Apani, Motor Gray, Nicki, and me.
So
Do that, and you got all my respect back.
There you go.
then he's back. One more fan.
That's it.
There you
One
go.
song, huh? Fuck.
A loyal
There
fan.
you
So
go.
let me ask y'all this.
Shout out to the Barbs.
And we'll start with Max and we'll go this way now. Who would you put number one?
Number one all time.
Number one all-time female rapper. And it
Not-
doesn't
not
have to be that
personally.
she's the best.
Yeah, not
It
personally.
could just be your favorite.
Well, my favorite is Bahamadia of all time.
Okay, so
that's
you're
my
num-
favorite.
that would be
but,
your number one?
I mean, I would probably say MC Light should get that fucking spotlight. You know what I mean? Like, she definitely held shit down.
Damn, now that you say that, you know who's not on this list? Oh, she's there. Moni Love. I thought she was.
But yeah, but Moni Love was like kind of like
Hell
a
yeah,
one-hit
Moni
wonder.
Love got to be
Yeah,
on
yeah.
that.
You know,
But-
but
Nah,
she, had
she
one of the
wasn't
best
really a
songs of
one-
all time.
But believe it or
Yeah.
not, I listened to her first album. And it was aight.
That was my shit.
Yeah.
But you can't really say a one-hit wonder because she bodied mad collabos.
Nah.
See, I didn't even know about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just remember that one song, and then I
Yeah.
never heard of her again.
Give
and
her
then you think
first
about how-
album a spin. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not.
And then you think about her
Yeah.
boss moves.
Yeah.
She's done a lot of boss moves
Oh, yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
like, you gotta
Absolutely.
shout out. You,
Yeah, no,
you gotta
no,
give it
see,
up
I
to
didn't
Moni
know
Love,
this actually.
and
Like, yeah,
the
so-
fact that she's a UK MC.
Yeah, exactly. Word.
That came over here and made her own niche out here.
True,
Yeah.
indeed.
She made her
She was
whole
on the
niche
Buddy
out
remix.
Yeah, exactly.
here. Exactly.
But it's like one of my favorite
Buddy
songs
remix,
ever made.
all that.
So who would you put at number one?
As female artists,
Female artist. Number one female MC of all time. It could be either your favorite or who
Bahamadia.
you think is the best.
That was the first name you said, so I think
I
it
would
should
have
be-
to say homegirl from Funky 4+1. What's her name again?
Shit. Going back.
Short. I can't think of her name right now, and I'm sorry, sis. I apologize.
Watching
I
it,
believe
sis?
it's Shorty Rock MC or something like that. But the one from 4+1, Funky 4+1, because she was the first one. She was the one that started it and sparked it, and she rocked with 3 other male MCs in the 70s,
Word.
early 70s, like late 70s vibe. So I'm gonna say her.
So follow-up question, who's your favorite?
Favorite female MC? If it's not my sister Apani, I'm going to say, literally, I'm going to say Lauryn Hill. Because Lauryn Hill, I love Bahamadia.
Shout out to Bahamadia.
I love Bahamadia.
That's Philly, right?
Yeah,
I love
Philly.
Bahamadia. I love Bahamadia. Her first album was a classic.
Hell yeah,
Everything that
classic.
she did
Hell
was
yeah.
a classic. Collabo she did,
Everything she
classic.
touched, she would have the best verse.
But
with
you
all
got to
the
understand, Lauryn Hill,
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill, to me, I don't
She
put
just
it
did
that high.
something
I
for the
think
game,
she could have
bro.
been the best.
she did
would've made
something.
more
She
albums, like-
was singing,
Yeah.
and she had bars,
Yeah.
and she was cut from the
Does that apply
underground
to Biggie?
cloth too.
Yeah.
So he's not at the top of your list?
Who?
Nah, Biggie's not even like a top 10 to me.
Oh,
But
male
I
MCs?
but I won't argue somebody who has him at number 1 or whatever.
Right.
His impact is fucking huge.
Yeah.
Dude, rhyming was a fucking animal. Any beat you gave him, to me, he's the best beat writer of all time.
Yes.
Any beat you gave him, that shit could be just fucking dumb shit. He'll fucking write
'Cause
that
he
shit
was-
and
he
make
was a
song out
jazz
of it.
instrument
You
on
gotta
a
give it
beat.
to a motherfucker like that, bro. He was the man.
Let me get to you. Who should be number one on the list, and then who's your favorite?
Who should be number one should be Queen Latifah. Simply because, first of all, Jersey all day, all hail the Queen. You know what I'm saying? And like her impact alone. She might have not sold the most records, obviously, because other females have sold more records than her.
And
but
at that time, they wasn't selling records like that.
That, and you got to remember, she came up during a time where rap was still a subgenre. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even it wasn't mainstream or anything.
You know what it was with her too? She was very like conscious. I hate saying
that's what I mean.
She was like a conscious.
Yes, she was about the upliftment.
And
not only
time you had Brand Nubian and motherfuckers like that.
But that was the thing. She wasn't not only about the upliftment of women, but about her culture and her people and shit, which was dope. And then on top of that, she fucking got Oscars and shit and Grammys and all that shit. So like I said, she should be number one. All hail the fucking Queen. I respect
that opinion.
You know what I'm saying?
And she the equalizer.
And now she the equalizer.
On the show now, right? Yeah. These guys are like walking on walkers and shit.
And I think her name is MC Short Rock. That I was saying from back in the days from Funky 3.
That sounds very 80s.
Yeah, hell yeah. Funky
MC Short Rock. I think her name was.
So who's your favorite?
My favorite right now is Nitty Sky, yo. I fuck with Nitty Sky.
And you got to put Rod Digger in that mix too.
Yeah, Rod Digger too
is fucking
definitely Rod Digger.
Lyrical as fuck, yo.
Hell yeah,
lyrical as fuck with the outsiders
and Jersey and Jersey.
Oh man,
her baby died, baby pops and shit. Like she was rhyming with them motherfuckers and like holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Like how can you not respect?
And I got to shout out the new female MCs.
Shay Noir.
You got a Shay Noir. You got a Honey De Niro that's killing vibes too.
Honey, oh yeah, that's right.
Six-man crew, six-man entertainment.
Yeah, with Bad Seed and
with Bad Seed in there. Honey De Niro.
From the new ones, I like Doshi, whatever the fuck.
Okay.
I like her. Doshi.
Is she like the popish one?
She's on.
Yeah, no, I don't like her at all.
Yeah, she's kind of popish.
I don't like her at all.
But her album, she be spitting though.
Yeah.
I like Motor Great. Motor Great. Motor Great.
No, Doja Cat is fucking trash. I don't know if there's a cat hive or a cat whatever.
There you go.
Doja Hive.
The Thundercats, whatever the fuck y'all want to call yourself.
That's not
She's trash. No, true. But they'll fuck around and try to steal a name.
There's a lot of ill female MCs. You got Mama Soul.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ill female MCs. But I definitely want y'all to tap
definitely
in.
One of my favorites.
Is Griselda?
Yeah.
She's not even Griselda. She's not Griselda. She's Trust.
Like a
She's Trust. But definitely tap into Motor Great. Motor Great is from Boston. She has the Memento mixtape. She has the Drinks of Hope album that's dropping in May. Bro. She's crazy. Indigo Phoenix is that's my sister. That's my sister. Indigo Phoenix was actually featured on my compilation that I dropped.
Okay.
I dropped a compilation called Afropix, and it has a track with Innocent, Indigo Phoenix, and Tech from Smith & Wesson.
Okay.
Oh wow!
Damn. Yeah. Shout out to that. Smith & Wesson, if I'm not mistaken, has a new song with Pharoah Monch. I want to say it's called the
Medina.
Yeah, that's all the Smith & Wesson.
I saw the video and everything.
A great album.
What's going on with you?
Shout out to my brother Still.
Fucking MaxLo
he be influencing you.
Shout out to my brother Still and my brother Oasis.
I don't know 90% of the people he's named today, but I'm trying to catch up.
Second Still, baby.
And to go back to this list, my number one would be Lauryn Hill if she's disqualified because some people consider her R&B or say she doesn't rap enough.
She needs more.
Come on.
Like raps.
I would.
She got raps. Come on, bro.
Yeah, she only got like.
How many mics alone will body like a lot of bars?
Those ones too. Like those two tracks.
Hell yeah.
Like
hell yeah.
But I also heard, it might be a myth, I heard that she had shit written for her. Is that
I've heard that.
True?
Nope, she writes her own. She writes her own.
I don't know.
No.
I'm not going to believe it.
She got freestyles.
Yeah, and I think what was being ghost done was the production.
Yeah.
Because she claimed to have produced her whole album.
Yeah.
More so for her solo album.
Can I drop another jewel for y'all?
Yes.
Get it.
Please do.
So, the Score album dropped in what, 95?
97.
96.
96.
So 96, Score album dropped. So my original crew before Stronghold was DMO. Was with Apani, Mike One, Hostile Rhymes.
Okay.
My man Decker.
Hostile the Barber.
My man, my man DJ Mischief.
What's DMO
We
mean?
opened up for the Fugees at NYU College. You know what I'm saying? When the Score dropped.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
What is the name? The group that you said?
DMO.
What is
Dead
it?
Man's Organization.
Dead Man's Organization.
Yeah.
Okay, I never even knew that.
Yeah, that was my first crew before
I go
Stronghold.
back to some shit that I found. Writers Guild.
Writers Guild was something. That dropped in '97.
Ever, right?
And shout out to Mo Ogun. You know what I'm saying? He was the manager of Writers Guild, and like basically, pretty much, he was the one that sparked the whole Writers Guild movement.
That was your first crew?
Not my first crew. My first crew was DMO. Dead Men's Organization. I mean, my first crew was really GCP, Getting Crazy Paid.
Okay.
Bull Vibe.
Yeah.
And that was back in the days in like 89, 90.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're going right.
And then I had Nomads, NHOMADZ, with Urban Safari and my man Nasi. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then when I got down with the DMO crew with Apani and all of them, I was solo. You know what I'm saying? I did have a partner at the time. His name was Time. So we was a group called Lifetime. But then when I got down officially with DMO, I kind of was just doing I was with Nomads, I was with Time, but then I did my solo stuff.
Careful, the Ink May Still Be Wet album.
That's Writers Guild.
That only came out on like CD, I guess, right? Because it
Only
never
CD.
came out anywhere else.
Only CD.
yeah.
Only CD.
That's dope. It was like a little 4 or 5 track EP and shit.
We're on Wax too. We're on Wax. And we're on.
And that came out what, like 2000, right?
We're on the Science of Life album. Me and Lower Velocity.
Yeah.
2000,
Let's talk about your lasted album real quick, because we've gone very long and haven't even got to your career.
I'm having fun with y'all too, man. Thank y'all for having me on this platform
thank you as
too,
well,
man.
but we're about to run out of time, and we
Yeah,
didn't
for
even
real.
talk about you. I want to talk about you.
We having fun though, man.
Yeah,
So let's talk about the album.
I'll come back,
in
bro.
the day
Too.
of the
I'm
night.
out here in Jersey, bro. I'll come back.
Yes, you will be back.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're
Yeah.
not
I want to
gonna
bring
get-
my man
No,
Mopman. My man Mopman
We're
from
not gonna
the
get
UK
to it.
is coming out here in
Absolutely, yeah.
September. So let's
Dope.
just do a whole Fresh Imports interview too.
Yes,
Dope.
You know what I mean?
that.
And we
do
should
that.
do a length wave with Emo.
And the length wave, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, come on, bro. I'm
Wavelength.
outside with y'all.
Yes, but their Instagram is at the length wave.
.com. Yes, Instagram.
Yes. Shout out to that. Everybody make sure you're following
Go
at
see
the
that.
length wave. Make sure
Check
you're
them out.
following
Please.
at GAHHD_podcast. Make sure you're following at Money_Burns. And make
Shout
sure
out
you're
Emma
following at
Ogun.
MaxLo, the hip hop trucker.
Camionero,
And
carajo.
it's at Life Liggy Long
Life Liggy Long.
Liggy Long.
Shout out to Thunderground, DJ Emo.
and the length wave.
You know what I mean? And shout out also the Sessions crew too.
Yes. Talk to me about the album, In the Day of the Night.
And day to night. So my mother passed away. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Word.
In 2022.
Wow.
I just finished up the Still Relevant album with SI's Finest. So I had that album out, finished.
Yep.
But while I was working on SI's Finest album, this dude from the Netherlands hit me up on Instagram. And he's like, yo, what's good, son? He was like, yo, I got beats. And I was like, okay.
Do you get that a lot?
A lot.
So when you talk about sending the email out, you can feel.
So the dude Gnome is like, I got beats. So I'm like, word. So like I'm feeling his vibe kind of because he's mad polite, he's cool.
No doubt,
Yeah.
And then I went on his page and I'm seeing people that he's working with, and I'm like, yo, this dude is in the network.
What do you want?
So-
Hennessy?
El vasito tuyo, though,
So-
because I don't have another one.
He was sending me beats while I was working on Still Relevant album.
Okay.
So I had beats for like 6 months that I never listened to.
Wow.
After Still Relevant came out, shout out to SI's Finest.
Yeah.
That album came out, and I was still hungry. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? My mom's passed away. I just dropped this one album, and I was still trying to I wanted to create. So I went in my email, and now I'm pulling up the Noam Chomsky beats that he sent me for probably 6 months that I never
You're
listened
just hearing
to.
them now.
And
like,
you
yeah.
said-
And I'm like, what is? I'm like,
Netherlands.
what?
Netherlands.
I'm going crazy, bro, right now. Because I'm like, yo, I had
Should've
these
been heard
sitting
this
in my...
shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo. So I had to hit him up.
Yeah.
I said, yo, my bad, bro. I didn't know you was doing it like that.
A lot's been going on.
I'm like, yo, a lot's been going on. I didn't know you was doing it like that. Your beats are crazy.
Word.
And literally, after I really tapped into his beats, I went right to work.
Okay.
It was so bad, I recorded over a track that he already even had out. And he already told me, he's like, yo, Life, these certain tracks are already recorded. You can't use these beats.
Yeah.
And I was so open, I still recorded over the beats. So one of the tracks for our album, he had to remix because I recorded over something that was
sick
already
of that.
out.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. So there's a track on our album called Dreams, it's called Dreamcatcher, and we actually remixed that because I had originally recorded over someone else's beat.
Wow.
How
know
did
what
he
I'm
find
saying?
you?
He found me on Instagram.
The internet.
Did you ever meet him in person?
Never.
Have y'all FaceTimed?
Never.
Damn.
And you be
All we do,
overseas too.
all me and Gnome do, shout out to Gnome.
Shout out to Gnome.
I send him
Gnome
vocal
Chopsky.
messages. He sends me like regular messages or whatever. I mean, he's from the Netherlands and he's from Amsterdam. So, you know what I mean?
Big salute to them. We're better than them in soccer.
Yeah. With the language.
We beat y'all in soccer.
We are.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Shout out to all the Argentines.
Now we getting into other shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, me and Gnome talk. We talk like every other day. You know what I'm saying? Just like me and my man Mott, man, from the UK.
Okay.
Me and him on WhatsApp. We send each other video chats and talk every day. That's how I build with these international.
How long
you know
did it take you to
people.
record the album?
Literally, I ain't gonna hold you. Me and Gnome, when I heard the beats, I was so inspired. Our album was recorded in 5 months. We started in January.
Yeah.
And we put the album out. The album was already done by like April. We had everything narrowed down. I had the collabos, everything done.
Bullshit that you gotta
So
go through.
everything was done. And then the fly thing about me and Gnome is we recorded 12 core tracks.
Okay.
But then we had 3 other tracks. We had 4 other tracks laying around. So we did 12 core tracks for the digital.
Okay.
The CD, we had a bonus track with my man You'll Never Know from Maryland.
Okay.
Wow.
And then on
the
the cassette tape, we had an exclusive track with Mott Man.
Wow.
Exclusive Fresh Imports track. And I had a solo joint. And then on the vinyl, I had an exclusive solo joint on there. So every medium that we put out had something different that wasn't on the other. And then the digital was just regular.
Yeah.
But the CD, something that's not on the digital.
Yeah.
Or the tape, or the fucking
So a true
You know what I
fan
mean?
who wants every song needs to
gonna
buy
buy them all.
everything.
So you could already see how many
dope,
beats that Gnome Chopsky
We gotta
sent
do it
me.
nowadays, man.
That was crazy.
So you already beat me to my next question, which was how many songs didn't make the album?
Yeah.
They all made that.
They all made the
Everything
album.
made the album.
Everything,
We didn't
everything.
waste nothing.
Have you started part 2?
Not yet.
Okay.
The only reason why is because Gnome has a family. He's a family man out in the Netherlands. So he doesn't just do beats he has a job. He's in a family. So it's hard for him to create. You know how we do. We
trust
met
me,
at
I'm
this-
having
at
that
the
issue,
day,
man.
you know what I'm
You
saying?
see.
Even trying to do the podcast and all that. So he does have another album that he has, you know what I'm saying, that he's working on right now that's about to come out. As far as me and him, we haven't spun the block on the part 2. But
Have
who
you
knows?
discussed it?
We've discussed. That's my brother.
Yeah.
We talk. I'm telling you, we talk every other day.
So everybody make sure you go to Bandcamp. You can download the album. You can get all of the physical,
Vinyl, CD, and
you
cassette
can place
tape.
all your orders through there. You
They
can
all
go
got something
back,
different.
check out the other albums, check out Still Relevant, check out No Gun
That's the
Control.
one I want to talk about,
Check
Still
out
Relevant.
we'll get to it right now. Check out Bloops and Blunders. Check out the Liggy Leaks. Check
and
out
Blunders.
After Life Long Travel Through Sound. If you're gonna listen to In the Day
Shout out
of
DJ
the Night,
Fall, man, my brother.
make sure y'all listen to Living in Full Effect. Make sure y'all listen to You Mad, and make sure y'all listen to Ponder Thoughts. Those were my 3 favorite tracks.
Oh, you like that? Oh, Ponder Thoughts is with my brother East Coast. My brother East Coast is a legendary,
DC
dope
dude or
artist. East Coast. You know, he did the whole album with Lewis Parker from
But
the UK.
Lewis Parker, yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You already
About-
know. He
yeah,
got
yeah,
joints
yeah.
with John Robinson.
Yes.
East Coast, I ain't gonna hold you. Shout out to all the features on the album. Yes. But doing the joint with East Coast was something I really, really wanted to do. Like, I'm a fan of East Coast. So
I got a question.
that joint was a joint, bro.
So you worked with him in the studio. It was like,
All the collabs I did in the studio,
That's awesome.
except
Yeah, that's where you gotta be.
except for the posse cut that I have, the Light Bearers track.
Okay.
We couldn't, of course, be all in the studio
Yeah.
together, but every other joint, we was in the studio
It was
together.
you and the other guy. All right.
Before you dropped In the Day of the Night, you dropped Still Relevant, and you
Yes.
dropped No Gun Control. No
Gun
Gun
Control
Control in
is on.
January.
Is on Still Relevant.
It's on Still Relevant.
Relevant.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a single?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bloops and
oh,
Blunders, Bloops and Blunders,
and-
featuring Wishmaster. Shout out to Wishmaster
Yeah.
Brookstall.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
so Bandcamp
No Gun Control,
had him as album.
featuring DJ Afar on the cuts. Both of them are on Still Relevant album, produced by SI's
Oh, they're
Finest
on
from
Still
Staten
Relevant.
Island.
How'd you link up
Yes.
with SI's Finest?
SI's Finest is a young boy.
Yeah.
He's a young boy.
He got an old sound,
He got
yo.
dope beats.
He got an old sound.
He has an old sound, and he's from Shaolin.
Yeah, I figured that because I like the
SI,
way I get it.
I like the way he put his name.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I was gonna ask.
So-
I seen that name. I was like, this
So
Yeah.
exactly. So I was watching his movements online because he was doing a lot of music with people.
Okay.
And then the fact that he's connected with Woo people and all of that, I was like, yo,
Nice.
who is this kid?
Yeah.
So he actually hit me up and was like, yo, I'm working on a project. Can you drop a verse? Okay. So I dropped the verse for the joint. And then after I dropped the verse for the joint, I hit him up and I was like, yo, bro, send me a pack, man. Let's do an album.
Oh, yeah.
And he was on some vibe like, yo, I'm busy right now. I don't know. I said, send me the pack. And I finally got him to send me a pack, and y'all got Still Relevant.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shout out to SR's Finest, my man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was my shit.
I like Still Relevant, yo.
Thank you, brother.
One of my
Thank you.
joints is
Thank you.
the one that you got with Lex.
Yes.
Dealing
And that's
with
when I'm
stress.
talking about my mother.
Yeah, dealing with
about
the
my
stress,
mother on
yo.
that album,
That was
too.
I felt that shit. Like I always say, any
Shout out to
music
Omega.
that can make you feel something.
The last person rhyming on that track, Omega,
Yeah.
he is like my mentor. He's my sensei.
Shouts
He's
to
the
him.
one that like really started me doing this.
Yeah.
He was in a group called the Morlocks, and they was running around in Lyricist Lounge and doing all of that. And he's from Queens also.
Nice.
So he's the one that introduced me to Pumpkinhead.
Okay, rest
He
in peace.
introduced rest in peace to
That was
PH.
my guy right there,
He
man. When he moved to
introduced-
Jersey, me
Yep.
and he became like this.
Yep.
Man,
He
fucking
introduced
friends
me to
with brother,
UGG
man.
and
That was my guy right there.
Phantasm and all of that. So shout out to my brother Omega that's on that track with me
Yeah.
and Lex.
Shouts
Thank
to all
you.
of them. Yeah. Shouts to
Thank
all
you,
y'all.
brother.
Y'all
Thank
killed
you. I'm
that
glad
shit. I
you
love-
like that track,
That's
too,
one of
man.
my favorite joints on the album, yo. I love that shit. That shit is, like I said, it made me feel something, yo.
Thank
Like
you.
if
Thank
you can
you.
make me feel something.
Yo, that verse on there was about my
Yeah,
mom's.
nah, I know. It's dope.
Literally.
Man. Everything was dope.
Literally.
as fuck.
Rest in peace, Vera.
And
I
the
love you, mommy.
instrumentals that SI laid down was perfect, yo. It went
Thank
perfect.
you. Thank
Real
you.
quick, two things. Shout out to Mr. Hoffa, who was just in Staten Island interviewing the next generation of Woo,
Nice.
including the son of
You got
you got
Yeah.
what's his name?
Intel?
Intel. Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
Shout out to
Intel is
that.
dope, too. Intel is dope. He's a dope MC.
And my man right here to my left got some beats.
Okay.
got
So
one.
What up?
he
What
nice.
Shout
up?
out
What
to
up? Are we
I
doing
know.
something?
Let's
Are we
go.
doing
Let's go.
something?
Let's
I'm
go.
calling you out on camera.
Let's
Yes,
go.
you are. And
Single.
double calling the call out.
GAHHDcast
Yeah,
single featuring
yeah.
Life Long
Let's
coming
go.
soon.
Let's go.
In 21, you dropped the Liggy Leaks,
Yes.
and before that,
Rest in peace to Blackistan,
According to
Hell
Bandcamp,
yeah.
because he's on that.
according to Bandcamp, your previous album to that one was After Lifelong Travel Through Sound, which was in 2011. Was there really a 10-year gap between projects?
It was a 10-year gap. Not really too much of a 10-year
My
gap.
notes. I have the same question. I swear to God.
Not really too
We'll
much.
jump
All right.
in.
I have
So,
the same question.
all right. So we're gonna get. I'm gonna give y'all the
Not the gap, but it
real.
was like-
Y'all
I
want
know
the
he had a
real
couple of
story?
joints out there, but it
Y'all want the
wasn't
real
like-
story?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all want the
yeah,
real
I wanna know
story?
what happened.
All right. So we'll give y'all the real story.
God class exclusive. Let's go.
2010, right? Y'all said a fall life.
2011.
Oh,
two-
But
okay, so
album-wise,
2011.
Like in 2008,
2011,
joint and shit.
2011. Shout out to my brother DJ Afar Uno. Shout out Afar, man. I love you, brother.
So the Globe.
Me and DJ Afar wanted to do something, so we was like, you know what? He's an ill DJ.
That's the Globe joint.
I had mad joints. No, that's the Lifelong Travels.
Okay.
So
Yes, After Lifelong
Travel Through Sound.
Yeah.
So he wanted to kind of like put something out to showcase him, and I wanted to put something out to showcase some of the songs that I had. And then Afar is originally from Syracuse, so I was going back and forth from Syracuse doing shows and stuff.
Wow.
So me and him already had a connection. You know what I mean? So when we did that mixtape, it was really something to showcase both of our talents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Had out that they
Shit that I
haven't
already
yet.
had out.
Is that the joint with the pen hits of paper with
Yeah.
my man Prime Prolific and Tone Live?
Exactly. We had that already
They-
out.
I heard that track about 2 years before it even dropped. Because those are my
Exactly.
people, Tone Live and Prime. They let me hear that
Jersey.
shit and I was
Jersey
like,
vibe.
what?
Quick
Oh, we got a
question.
track with Lifelong?
Did you know Lifelong's music before you met him?
Yes.
Okay.
When I met him, we'll tell the story when it comes to it. I'll tell you the story how I met him.
Yeah.
But I already knew who he was.
So we put that project out as just like kind of a mixtape kind of vibe, you know what I'm saying, street album, just to kind of like represent his DJ skills and my MC skills. And that was like kind of like the first. It was a hiatus off of me not really putting anything out for a little while.
But were you still creating?
I was still creating because right after that project, I dropped Bat Out the Cave with Bunny Beats from Scotland.
Yes.
And where can we find that? Because that's not on Bandcamp.
That's very hard to find.
Streaming everywhere.
Oh, no, yeah.
No, Bat Out the Cave is streaming everywhere.
It's not on Apple Music.
Yep.
It's on Spotify.
Bat Out the Cave is on. Bat Out the Cave, Bat Out the Cave, Bunny Beats, Life Long.
He's got like 15 different lifelongs.
Yeah,
Nah. But on Spotify, I literally just locked down my Spotify.
Okay.
So my Spotify, I locked it down. I
together.
control it. It's L.I.F.E.Long. I locked down my Spotify. If you go in there, the picture's gonna be the In the Day and the Night album cover. That's me. You know, a lot of my stuff.
Make sure you're following that on Spotify.
Yeah, don't get confused with the other ones.
Yes.
Make sure you got the right life.
I locked it down.
New single, It's Like That, featuring C. Gray and Skinny G.
Yes. Cali Brothers.
Did y'all record together?
No, unfortunately. That joint.
Do you feel a difference in the quality of music?
To an extent.
If y'all are in the same room?
If your bars are crazy,
versus
like with the C. Greg and Skinny G joint, shout out to my man 6th Floor Coxie. He was the one that masterminded that. So he sent me their verses already and just asked me to drop a verse on that. And I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. It's a dope song. They killed it. I had to add my vibe to it.
Of course, yeah.
I don't know. It's a vibe. Like when you record with people in the studio, you're definitely gonna get a family vibe.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. We all in the studio.
And you can
We're all
create.
think about it. We're all in the studio.
Yeah.
If we were doing this
on Zoom?
online or Zoom or something, it might still be cool. Because I ain't gonna hold you. I'd have a beer and I'd be smoking at my crib.
Yeah, of course.
But at the same time, we're all together right now. We're vibe. I can reach out to you and give you a handshake.
Yeah, no, it's way
all
more
of
personal.
that. You know what I'm saying?
It's
personal.
To me, this is the
It's
better
personal.
way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
It's a better way to do it. But shit happens. You
the
gotta do it
6th Floor Cloaksy joint was dope because I was like, you know what? Skinny G and C. Greg, dope MCs. And the beat was crazy.
Where in Cali are they from?
You know what I mean? I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. So I'm not even gonna like shout out areas because I don't know exactly.
Yeah, me neither.
But shout out to C. Greg. Shout out to Skinny G. But my man,
San Francisco and shit like that.
But Coxie,
And like Vallejo.
but Coxie,
What about like
Francisco?
Too Short, E40?
I don't like none of them though.
Coxie the producer.
Hyphy.
Coxie the producer though. He's
Soul's
from
Mischief?
the UK. He's
Soul's
from
Mischief?
Bedford, UK.
The producer of the song.
He's from the
Oakland shit
UK.
though, right?
Coxie.
Are they from
And
Oakland?
I'm actually he's coming out with an album soon. I'm working on a track with him now. You know what I'm saying? Like some solo stuff too. And I've done a lot of stuff with Coxie. Fresh Imports, my crew Fresh Imports. We got a joint with Coxie too.
Who all is
called
Fresh
Coast to
Imports?
Coast.
Yeah.
Fresh Imports is myself. It's Mopman as the MC. We're the two MCs. And we have a DJ, which is DJ Afar from out here. You know what I'm saying? And we have 2 albums that's about to drop this summer.
Nice.
One produced entirely by Bad Habits, a producer from the UK.
Okay.
And one produced entirely by Afar
Nice.
from out here.
All right, I got another question. You got
And
more?
we have Mad's joint streaming right now because we dropped a mixtape over the summer last year that's called Shipping Worldwide.
Okay.
Okay. And they can find that on
You
Spotify.
can find that. Okay. It's on Spotify, all of the songs on Spotify and everything. But if you want to hear the whole mixtape, we took it down off our Bandcamp, but it's on Pocket the Plug's YouTube page. Okay. So if you want to hear the whole
Pocket the Plug
joint. And we're a low-inspired group. We're on our Polo vibe.
Yeah.
We're going to get to Polo in just a second. What was your
But speaking of Pocket the Plug, you going to drop any more visuals? Because, you know what I'm saying? Like,
just dropped the visual 2 weeks ago. Shout out to my brother Turtle One. It's off his album, Shell Shocked.
okay.
There's a visual on Pocket of Plugs.
Turtle One Shell Shot.
There's a pocket. There's a There's a video with Turtle featuring myself and Respect the God called Think Back.
Respect the God.
Cuts with JS1. That's up right now on Pocket of Plugs channel.
Okay.
That little break you. I remember.
But I do have a video coming out because I got a new album dropping real soon.
Yeah, no, because I saw the video for whatchamacallit, bloopers and blunders, and obviously Gun Control
Respect.
You know.
You gotta check out the joints on that I have 2 videos that I dropped off of the In the Day of the Night album. I have After Hours.
Okay.
And I also have LIFE, Living in Full Effect, which is
on your
like my name,
for, right?
On your
what
YouTube?
I stand for.
No.
It's on Pocket of Plugs channel.
Do you have a YouTube?
I do have a YouTube.
What's the YouTube?
Life Long on YouTube.
Everybody make sure you're following
Life Liggy.
I always wanted to know what I like.
My YouTube is not as popping. I do have to transfer a lot of my videos and stuff. I deal with my brother Pocket of Plug because he's out in France. And he has a crazy following.
I follow him too.
So
my guy,
you got to understand, Paca has an international following for all over the world.
Yeah.
So I give him my videos first.
Right.
But I do understand that you got to
build your shit.
You got to build your stuff too.
Yeah.
So I am trying to build my platforms as well.
Real quick, what did you say LIFE stands for?
Living in Full Effect.
Living in Full
That's
Effect.
It's an old school term. It's an old school term.
Means,
It's like an old school term.
I started listening to Struggler's Paradise, and you have the song that mentions it, the whole thing. So I'm like, that's what it means.
It's an old school term. It's like back in the days in the 80s, you had terms like in the place to be.
Yeah, in full effect. Yeah.
I was listening to Como D battle Busy B. And he says in the place to be at least 8 times before he starts rapping.
Exactly.
He's like, in the place to be, party people in the place to be.
So
We're
living
here
in full
today,
effect living in full effect was another term they used to say.
Yeah.
So I was like, living in full effect. I was like, life.
Yeah.
There you go.
As it should be.
As it should be.
Young Hollywood is back, baby. Shout out to the brother Evaize out in Miami. He just dropped a new album. It's called It's About to Rain. He asked me to review it. Anyone that wants their album reviewed by myself, VSOP, or MaxLo, send us a DM to @GAHHD_podcast, and we will review your album. However, we're going to tell the truth. So if your shit is not up to par, it's not up to par. That's not our fault. You requested it.
Also, these are just the views and opinions of the GAHHDcast.
Absolutely. And they might be individually. I might like some shit that he don't like, and vice versa.
That's what I mean.
Real quick, the Evaize album, It's About to Rain, out now on all DSPs. I listened to it. I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 mics. That's 3 mics.
Fair.
The standout tracks are Circa 92 featuring, I don't know how to say this homie's name, but it's spelled MCKXNNA? McKenna, maybe? I don't know, but he drops a really fire verse on Circa 92. There's a dope song called Abomination, and there's a dope song, the title track actually, It's About to Rain. Check it out. Now I gave it 3 mics. It starts a little slow. The first maybe 2 or 3 songs are like a little slower, lo-fi, low energy tracks. So I think maybe if those tracks had been moved to the end and we started the album off with a little better energy, that would have been dope. Evaize, some songs are lyrically dope. Some songs are lyrically lacking a little bit. And some of the production is super dope. Circa 92, Abomination, super dope. Whoever's doing the scratches on that, they got that off. And then there's some songs that the production could have been a little bit better, but still, Evaize, It's About to Rain. I'm giving it 3 mics. That's 1 mic Ep, 1 mic Vic, and 1 mic
Tyson.
Hey. So y'all make sure y'all check it out. Brother Evaize, shout out to you. And again, anybody who wants their album reviewed, send a DM to @GAHHD_podcast. We'll check it out. We'll come back, and you're going to get something out of 5 mics. I don't know about giving out 5
ever
right now, because damn, 5 mics is...
That's a lot.
That's a lot of pressure on the artist and a lot of pressure on the reviewer. So,
yeah.
You know.
And we don't do pay for play over here.
Who said?
No.
I take bribes.
This guy over here.
Cash. Not drugs. A little bit of drugs.
Way to have it. Journalistic integrity over here, guy.
I sold out a long time ago, for those that are unaware. So, you know. Yeah, a matter of fact, I will get 5 mics. 5 stacks for 5 mics.
This guy said 5 stacks for 5 mics.
Holla at your boy, the best review ever. I'd say you better than Nas and Biggie put together.
You could do 2.
Okay.
For 10 shots.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
I got 2 already.
So I got 6 that I'm going to just,
Y'all drink champs vibe.
Wrong.
Stole it.
But they stole it from them.
They
They stole it from us.
We did it
All right,
first.
We did it first.
Shout out to Nori.
Let's do it.
But
Let's do it.
fuck out of here. But before we get to that, tell me how y'all met.
I met him at a show in New Brunswick.
Wow.
At Court Tavern. Rest in peace of Court Tavern. That was a legendary spot for hip hop in New Brunswick. So I already knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? But I never knew what he looked like because back then we didn't have the social media and shit like that. Right. So when he was up there, he was like, yeah, Life Long. I was like, oh shit, that's Life Long. I was like, I already know this motherfucker.
He's like, this skinny motherfucker, that's Life Long?
Skinny motherfucker on the boat.
That show was Last Emperor and C. Ray's Walls, bro. They were the fucking headliners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's insane to me. I was like, yo, I'm going to that. I fucking called out of work the next day and everything, bro.
Hip hop to the core.
Yo, but
that was a good show that night too.
That was ill.
Yeah.
But he was the one hosting the shit, and he's like, "Yo, I got trivias and shit." So I was like, "What? Let me see what these trivias about, cause I'm good with them shit." So he was like, "Whoever can name 3 producers from Last Emperor's album, I think it was, could get some gifts for me and shit." So I was like, "Yo, come here!" I fucking literally was like, "Move the fuck out the way."
I'm getting these gifts.
I got on stage and I was like, "Yeah, B minus, whatever." Boom, boom, boom. He was like, "Good, you got that off." And then, now I'm gonna show what you gave me.
What I give you?
Oh, shit.
What did I give you, man?
Yo, I like that Max got
God.
the hip hop
What did I
history
give
pouch.
you?
The memorabilia and shit. Yeah, word.
Wow. Hey, yo, ID, if you're out there. You know what I'm saying? ID, if you're out there. Wow.
The classic debut.
And a classic Struggler's Paradise.
Classic debut album from him.
The
with no cover or nothing.
No artwork?
On, like,
with no
CD, like
cover.
That. And that shit has
wow.
like, after the 17 tracks, it goes like 30 tracks after, and it's all like
instrumentals,
beat for 4 seconds beats, and then it goes to Sundown with October.
Instrumentals and all that. And shout out to Emo. Emo was the one that designed that Struggler's Paradise. Let me see that Struggler's Paradise. Emo was the one that designed this Struggler's Paradise CD.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Wait. He was going to put the instrumentals
what you mean
and
designed
exclusives
it?
on this too. Wow.
Let me see that, what he designed.
Yeah. That's exclusive right there, bro.
But this is more exclusive, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm just blind.
You came out with that Longevity 1.5.
How you about to shit on
it? I already heard 5 tracks off that shit.
This guy.
I don't think a lot of people have that one.
Oh, that's dope. Okay.
Yeah.
He broke me. I thought he just gave him a blank CD. I was gonna say,
see what Cat's got? Emo, look at this joint, Emo. The struggle continues.
Rare.
This is like
his album that he came out with in 2008. Half of the album I already heard like fucking 4 years before the album came out, like 3 years or something. Whatever.
This has Poison Pen on here too. This has Poison Pen on here.
Huh?
You bootlegged it?
No, that's his.
Wow, this has Uggo in here from the Cellar Dwellers.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
this has Uggo in here too.
Come on, that's a script keeper shit.
Wow.
Wow,
that's
exclusive.
And what year was this?
That's exclusive.
That had to be like 2003, 4? I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, 2003.
Because your album dropped in 2003, Struggler's Paradise.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a little after that. It wasn't like I got it
I'm
right
about
away.
to drop the anniversary of that album. That anniversary is 23 years old.
What is the plan for the anniversary
CD
drop?
Deluxe. 2 different songs that's going to be on the project.
Nice.
Fire.
And actually, Emo, who is the one that spearheaded that, Cadro Communications, he's going to actually be producing tracks on there too. Me and him just did a track together too. If you hear the track that we have in the beginning of the NEMS
interview
that we did, that's a
Man,
track that was produced exclusively by Emo Ogun. And Emo Ogun is Cadro Communications, who was the man behind Struggler's Paradise, who helped me put my first album out.
So they're helping you put out the
reissue.
Well, me and Emo was the length wave. That's the length wave. So me and him is gonna just kind of like recap what we did 23 years ago.
Like documentary style?
We could probably do a documentary, but the album Struggler's Paradise is definitely gonna be released.
Yeah.
Re-released this year.
Do you have like video footage from then?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
That'd be dope too.
Probably. We
Like
probably
video
definitely
documentary
have
style, like a short video, like a short. Short
I know
movie.
I know we have video footage. We definitely have music. There's a lot of stuff that wasn't really like put forth back in the day.
No, because we have nowhere to put it.
We got stuff.
Yeah.
We have stuff. We got stuff.
Back then, we didn't have any platforms.
Yeah.
Right,
Exactly,
right.
So whatever content you had, you had.
And do shit and meet people. That's what it was.
Yeah.
My
And I
first
miss them
video
days.
ever.
That's why I say going to shows.
My first video ever, shout out to Decca, was for a track called City of Schemes. And remember I said Ben Boogs. Ben
Hungry
Boogs,
Bros,
2 Hungry
right?
Bros. Ben Boogs produced it actually.
Okay.
And that was my first video ever that I ever did. My man Deca shot that video.
You ever did?
And that was done in like, when did I do that video? That was done in like 2002, bro.
Wait, like your own video?
My first video ever.
Bring a video back.
It's on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. It's called City of Schemes.
A video before that came out. What? And this is one of my favorite posse cuts of all time.
What?
Hectic.
Oh, Hectic, yes.
My brother.
This guy.
He reminds the artist of shit.
He forgot about.
Look at that. Come on.
Wow. Damn.
That's the first
Stronghold.
One of my favorite posse.
And you have this. The fact that you have this.
Yo, and I bought that shit off fucking.
I feel like our crew is, if you know, you know. Like literally. Like and this is the first. This is the first ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's like a
It was in like a in a car.
Bro.
Like they built. It was all 5 of y'all. It was you, Breeze, C-Rays, Stealth, Suave Seva, Poison Pen, right? Yeah, that
Immortal Technique, everybody.
Bro, yeah, this shit. But our mouths ain't dry. We forever spit nonstop, long-winded, taking out crews, Ben Grimm style. It's clobbering time. You getting swung on by cemented fists, a live 5. And the finishing part of that, because you said cemented fist, you're getting swung by cemented fist. That's a stronghold symbol. You know what I mean? It was
see
a
it right
cemented
there on the
fist.
cover. You
Like,
see it right there on the
exactly,
cover.
You know what I mean? Like, this is why when people be like, oh, you know, Life, I've been on that motherfucker.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you already know.
Real fan.
You already know.
And you got a fan.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry right now either. I'm not trying to cry right now.
But again, that's the thing, right? Like you did that back in the day. You got a fan for life.
If a lot of people didn't know who he was, I did. And there was a lot of heads like me that knew him too.
Like the
You know what I'm saying?
song.
I'm not trying to cry right now, real quick. Like that, real quick, bro. That's like that's 20 years of history right there.
Yeah.
That
And
MaxLo has.
how many of those exist? Like
Exactly.
A lot.
how many?
No, the Stronghold mixtape ones and shit.
like that. Your first project, you wasn't recording 20,000 copies.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
shit's just done, bro.
Yeah.
If you got it,
I probably
you got
got
it.
one of like 500.
I got
that's
probably
what I
like
mean. Yeah.
I probably got like 2 or 3 in the collection. I know Poison Pen got some. I know Breeze got some. I know everybody in the clique got some.
Yeah.
You know what I
Think about it,
mean?
yo.
The
It's rare.
I know Kappa got some.
The first time I ever heard you though, it was the same time. It was with Signs of Life with Ghettos of Galaxies, but then this shit right here. Let me know if you remember what album this is on. I rhyme in black fitted outsets while shadowboxing with the silhouette of death, gasping for breath, trying to find a light through triple stage of darkness. My world parallel to hell where fools dwell with the same stories to tell. Everybody wants a record to sell, but I'd rather excel than spit nothing over recycled drum tracks and bells. My nigga. Yo, that was like, to me, that was the first time I think I did hear
Do you remember that?
You know what
Yes,
album
of
that was
course I
on?
remember that. Of
What
course.
album was that?
That was Embedded Music. Am I right?
Nah,
No?
it was this shit.
I
C-Rays.
told you.
Oh, C-Rays the Prelude.
How?
That
Yo,
was
artists
over.
to find this?
And that was, check it. And this was
Artists to
over,
find that shit?
check it. And this was over a Plain Pat beat. So Plain Pat.
Oh, Plain Pat, word.
Plain
word.
Pat.
From Chicago?
No, Plain Pat from Queens.
Stronghold,
So
right? He was
Plain
part of
Pat,
Stronghold too, I think, right?
not
Or
really.
not?
He wasn't part of Stronghold.
Okay.
Plain Pat was a producer.
Okay.
He was a young liquor white boy at the time. And Plain Pat ended up working for Def Jam, and he was one of the dudes that signed Kanye.
Yeah, that's where I've heard the name.
Plain Pat.
So
Yeah.
Plain Pat produced this track that he spit the bars on.
Shout out to that. All right, before we run out of time, real quick plug. Friday, what month are we in, Jennifer?
We're in April.
April 18th, performing live at April Showers in Brooklyn. Life
Yeah.
Long, so make sure y'all pull up.
Pull up.
Y'all gotta come up to us. That's my monthly that I do every third Friday of the month. The Sessions crew.
Pay attention.
Shout out to my
I
man
heard
A
every
Sharp.
Friday of the month.
Shout out to
A
Cut
Sharp.
Supreme.
Gensu Blades. That was my shit.
Me and A
Great
Sharp,
album he
Ginsu
did with
Blaze,
A
and
Sharp.
that album dropped right when my mother died.
That was an ill
and you know what's
album.
crazy?
Ill
My
album.
mom's passed and A Sharp's mother's passed, like literally,
So it was like
literally
meant to-
after.
meant to be that.
So we
to do
couldn't
that,
even
yeah.
promote the album the way that we wanted to. So Ginsu Blaze didn't even get the light of day, really.
Bro, that beat for the track Gensu Blaze? Bro, that shit is so fucking hard.
Spin the block on that album, people. Ginsu Blaze is crazy.
Watch them fall. Like you got
Spin the
tracks
block
that
on that.
motherfucker, yo.
Spin the block
Out
on
of like
that.
the last 3 albums you dropped, to me, Gensu Blaze is the fucking one to me.
Yeah.
Spin
You know
the
what
block
I mean?
on
Well,
that.
I like the one with SI Finest. The great albums and shit.
Still
but
relevant.
To me, Gensu Blaze
Yeah.
album to me is fucking.
Spin the block on Ginsu Blades.
That's a great album,
like you said, April 18th is the Sessions Crew.
That's
a showcase that I've been doing. It's the third Friday of every month at Secret Pour in Brooklyn, Bushwick, 1114 DeKalb Avenue. And we've been doing that for probably it's going on 5 years.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? We've had probably every independent artist from New York to New Jersey rock.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
We gotta get there.
Let's go.
You got tracks with
Come out next month. Y'all are on the list already. Come on, man. The GAHHDcast is on the list.
Is UG. He got
That's my brother, bro. That's my brother. That's one of my favorite MCs too.
MCs that I
Me
don't
too.
even talk about.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? Like I even sleep on him. He's so fucking ill, and their sound together is very
the best.
Like they just go great together. It's like an unorthodox, but fucking right in your fucking face. Like the way that you guys make tracks together.
Did you hear Samurai Corona?
With ID and Scavenger and shit like that. And what was the name of that track? Brutal. I forgot the name of the motherfucking track. But it was on one of the ID albums and shit like that, yo. But that's when I noticed you coming back, doing shit with ID and shit. And then you had that one single that I love, Move Along with Respect to God. I was like, what the fuck? This came out of nowhere, yo. Like, you know
Friendship
what I'm saying?
Board. Shout out to the Waxaholics.
Waxaholics,
you know what I mean?
Word.
Yep.
Word. But yeah, man, this guy's a fucking legend, man. If y'all don't know, y'all better.
He's been doing it. Like he said on...
Yo, I love that you're like... really a fan.
Also,
you guys are friends, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, but I was already a fan before I even knew it. When I met him, I was like, oh, that's lifelong. Same shit when I met Punkhead. I was like, oh, you Punkhead? Because I was on MySpace shit, but I wasn't like the way it is now. Now everything now is digital and but back then it was me going to shows and meeting people. You know what I'm saying? Like if I ain't know you, but it was crazy. I already had 2 Punkhead albums, and I was like, and I remember I lost one, so I was like, yo, how much for this Punkhead album? And guess he was like, that's my album. I was like, oh, wait, you Punkhead? Like, you know what I mean? He was like, yeah, what's up? I was like, oh, shit, my fault. Like, you know what I mean? I don't really...
Yeah.
I wasn't on that shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? That's when MySpace was, like, fucking popping, too. And I was just on there a little bit here and there. Like, to me, I was like, me going to shows, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
These motherfuckers go to shows just as much, too.
I
see them on the show
still
last
outside,
week, 2
bro.
weeks ago, right?
I'm still outside.
I was outside and shit. And I was like, yo, Leggy, what's good?
With it, bro. I'm still outside with it.
Speaking of 2 weeks ago, y'all got any more hip-hop questions? Because we're going to move to fashion.
Fuck it, let's just get it on.
A few weeks ago, you went to a North Face event.
Yes.
A few months ago, you went to
Shout out to
Polo
Wally Lou.
event.
Shout out to Safe Low. Joey Ones, the whole Gore-Tex hoarders overlooking the Hudson.
Talk to me about that. What is a Gore-Tex hoarder?
I mean, it's
Gore-Tex hoarder is basically a hoarder, a collector. We vibe with the Gore-Tex. Anything Gore-Tex.
You got it on his
mainly
feet.
North Face, but we deal with the Vast boots. We deal with if it's Gore-Tex Patagonia, if it's Gore-Tex just like Columbia, if it's Gore-Tex like some old school Italian, anything, whatever. I mean, it's a lot of North Face. It's a lot of North Face. So my brother Wally Lou and Safe Low, I mean, they're like Gore-Tex North Face collectors. They was like, you know what? Let's do something where we could just splash out. So they invited just everybody that just rocks North Face. You know what I mean? The real Gore-Tex, the real collectors from back in the days.
So
that
this
really
was
know
the
what's
first
up.
Of that event?
Not even.
Nah, they done that
Not
shit,
even.
man.
We done did many of them. They did a Winter Wars. That was, I think it was in February. Winter Wars. They did it, and that was in Lower East Side.
All I hear is Capadonna's verse.
Shout out to,
there. Boom.
you know what I mean? Shout out to No Ideas Original who did that one.
He's dope. I follow his channel on YouTube.
No Ideas Original is dope though, with his sneakers and all of that, bro.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know what I mean? It's the gear culture. You know what I mean? It's the gear culture. It's everybody getting fly.
Is
you know?
You said it was he said let's splash out, right? So
just splash out.
Is it like is
kind of like what they do?
Like, is a dope opportunity?
Like, you know what it is? It's like what the
internet's.
It's like what the internet's called flash mobbing and stuff like that. We kind of did a flash mob for North Face.
Okay.
And we did.
Is there any?
And it was an ode. It's no competition. It's an ode.
Yeah, it's just people out there.
It's an ode to classics.
But the polo thing is.
It can be a friendly competition.
It's not even friendly. It's not. It's like. It's a brotherhood.
Yeah.
It's a brother and a sisterhood. It's a family. It's a community. Yeah. It's like,
Red Stripe Brethren.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a community.
That's our thing now. Like, that's it.
Hell yeah, we are the Red Stripe Brethren.
Amen.
It's a community. So it's like, it's people that appreciate gear, good quality clothes, and things that have been tangible for over 20 years. So that's what we just kind of like recap, basically.
Is it a once-a-year event or multiple?
It's anytime. It's anytime. They're about to do one in the summer. They're about to have one this summer.
A Gore-Tex event in the summer?
Maybe not. We did a summer event where we was rocking shorts, T-shirts, and vests, and just hats and all kinds of vibes.
You still wear Gore-Tex boots with
Yeah,
shorts,
you got to understand.
How many times
gear,
did you in the summer back in the day?
Right.
You know what I mean?
You got to understand.
We still
gear,
do it.
I still do it.
Gear
I
is
still do it
anything.
Right.
You got winter gear. You got spring gear. You got summer gear. You got fall gear. There's all types of gear. You got all types of gear. So you have different people that are just affiliated with the culture of rocking clothes and know that clothes, you got to understand, clothes have always been in the mesh and affiliated with hip hop.
That's, to me, is the
fashion. Yeah, fashion.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
so it's like fashion.
He was like, before all that, it was like your style, the way you wore clothes. He was so on point with that shit. He's got a point, bro.
So fashion has always been there. Yeah. So fashion is always going to be a part of the culture. So you know me, I'm an OG. So if I'm a part of the culture, I'm going to be a part of the fashion pockets of it as well.
You have to.
If someone is interested in attending the North Face or the Gore-Tex event, who in particular should they follow?
Probably Wally Lou.
Wally Lou?
And Safe Low. They should follow Joey Ones. They should follow Gore-Tex Hoarders, and they should probably follow Overlooking the Hudson, who did this hat. Overlooking Hudson is a company that recreates the fashion from the 90s and the 2000s. So they do the real materials that we did and the real designs from back in the days. You know what I mean?
You can't find a lot of
do they recreate them?
You can't. So they recreate. Like, look at this. This is a Gore-Tex hat, bro.
But wait. Gore-Tex. Do they recreate them or
all
do
Gore-Tex.
they?
Oh hell yeah!
Do they add anything to it?
Overlooking the Hudson.
That's ill.
What?
Do they add to it? Like, do they freak it?
No, they just do recreations of what we used to rock back in the days. So between Gore-Tex Hoarders and Overlooking the Hudson, those are the companies that you need to look out for that are basically representing for the culture and are doing a lot of the things that we did. They're doing spin-offs from what we did back in the days.
Is that biting?
No. It's paying homage.
Homage, yeah. I was
paying homage. Just like how Supreme.
Are
you look at Supreme.
Fuck Supreme.
Fuck Supreme, but you look at Supreme, they still pay homage though. They still pay homage to a lot of the things that we did back in the days.
A lot of shit you can't find no more. So I get what they're doing. They're like, you know what? Let's bring
and
it back
you gotta give some kind of respect to Supreme,
because
they're highlighting a lot of the artists that we came up listening to.
Yeah, I remember they did the Nas shirt and all that.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah, they got a Max B shirt right now that these young kids are fucking going crazy.
But from a fashion perspective, how fucking hard is it to do that? That Nas shirt itself, for example, or the Max B shirt.
You know what it is? It's not hard, but it's all on how you do it. You got to have a way. You got to have a quality. You got to have just the whole way that you're putting out the clothes. It's like, think about it. Look at how you're dressed. You're not going to buy just some corny shit that is whack quality or anything like that. So a lot of these street brands and these companies, like shout out to Life Major Clothing. That's a brand that I mess with like crazily. You know what I'm saying? Companies like that, and you got like a Supreme. You got, you know what I'm saying, like certain artists,
even Iceberg,
certain designers
that they use fine materials.
Exactly. Even the hat that you got on, it's like
Iceberg.
But what were they doing? They were taking cartoons and putting them on.
Coogee was
but who did it before them?
What do you mean?
Remember?
At that time, it was original.
$100 for a sweater. That shit came right away loose.
It was original. So what are you saying? That Supreme is not original? They never.
I mean, they
piggyback.
I mess with a lot of street brands. Like shout out to people like Nems. That put out the FYL brand.
See, but Nems is creative.
You know what I'm saying? The FYL brand is crazy. Like so,
his designs are more creative and more thought out.
Yeah.
Right.
Where Supreme, to me, and no diss to Supreme, because they fucking blew up.
They're a $1 billion company.
They're a $1 billion company. They already sold it. They don't give a shit no more.
Check out my people's Life
But
Major. Life
their
Major Clothing.
designs were never overly creative to me. They were simple, almost as if
That's what
anybody
sold.
could do them.
But
I get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But it's
But
like
you're right. That's what sold. So
it's like Life was saying though. The quality though, the shirt was actually a quality shirt.
It's a quality shirt.
It was
It's
stitched
quality
properly.
garments,
Like
bro.
it wouldn't lose its shape after a few washes and
Yeah,
shit. Like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
quality.
And that's
the
why I
shit I
like,
look for.
and that's why I like,
Exactly.
that's why I like
tag,
overlooking the
yeah, yeah.
Hudson.
Like,
Because if you look at this hat, we're overlooking the Hudson. Like, look at this hat, bro. This is a good quality hat. You could look at that hat and think that was like a polo hat from back in the day.
I thought it was a polo hat all along.
See, exactly, exactly,
yeah.
exactly, and that's Gore-Tex material as well. That's one of
you
his
can tell
first
by-
Gore-Tex
So
hats.
was there a hat that looked exactly like this in the 90s?
Yes,
Yeah, a lot of long bill hats.
a lot of long bill
A lot of
hats.
long bill hats.
A lot of long
I
bill
actually
hats
got an
like
old
that.
one, an
Large
old
bill,
blue
5
yellow
panel.
joint.
So what's the difference between biting and paying homage?
Biting is if the God podcast and I came with GOD podcast, but did the same thing exactly like how y'all did it.
Or kind of like how we have 10 shots and then
Right.
the podcast
right.
do their own shit.
This is paying
Sorry.
homage.
Y'all bit. Y'all.
And no diss to on the Hudson? Over the Hudson? Overlooking the Hudson, excuse me.
This is paying
No diss. This is a dope hat.
It is, and you can feel that material.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that shit
yeah.
is good. Yeah.
homage to the culture and to what we used to rock back in the days.
Yeah.
So a lot of his hats are inspired to what kids was rocking in the 90s to match with their
How
jackets
old is this
and all
designer?
of that. This design has been out. He started like before the pandemic.
How old is he though? Or
He's like our age group.
all right. So he's been
The
around,
question I'm
he's
really
been
trying to
around.
ask is, was he
He's
around
our
in the
age group.
90s?
He's been around
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
A
yeah.
good time in it.
How does he know about the
So he knows what to
Right,
do.
right.
So
Yeah,
he knows about
I feel
the
like
polo
sometimes
culture.
the age might make a difference too.
all of that.
Oh,
I
if
feel
you
like
had
if you were
told me the
like
kid was 20, I would have
20,
told
you're
you,
doing
fuck
that, it's
you.
like,
Yeah.
And not
Unless
only
you know
only
your shit, you know your history.
not
and all
only
that,
does
like,
Overlooking the Hudson do hats, he also does like he does like basically a tribute to old garments. So he's put out stadium pieces. He's put out P-wing pieces, like the original type rugbies.
yeah.
But the way he's doing it is he's using the same qualities and the same textiles and
What's
shirts.
he changing?
Nothing.
Nothing.
He's doing exactly.
He's not putting
like
out
how.
a P-wing shirt because they would.
Wouldn't
Wouldn't they cease and desist it?
He's recreating
Yeah,
stuff. It's
I've
not
seen
about
it.
a cease and desist. It's about paying homage.
No. But I mean, if he puts out a P-wing shirt, wouldn't Polo cease and desist it? They're not going to allow him to put out a P-wing
I've
shirt.
seen it done though. Like I've
It's
seen the guys
been done.
put
It's
on,
about paying homage at the end of the
stadium
day.
shirts, and
You know
they
what
never
I'm
got
saying?
nothing happened
Yeah.
to them or anything. So I'm
Right,
like, all right, maybe
right.
he knows something they don't. Like all he's doing is just reciprocate. I guess it's just recycling it, and
Yeah.
what can
It's
they
not
really
even
do?
recycling. It's paying homage
They not, yeah,
and
word,
doing it in a good quality and giving it to collectors and people that like to collect.
Yeah, the only people that buy this shit are the people
that.
like us. Like,
That
you know what I mean?
wrestling
Like,
jacket that you have,
Uh-huh.
that's not an original WWF. That's someone that recreated that. It's
Yeah,
a wrestling
talk like
jacket.
Yeah, and
Same
originally that was
vibe.
from the '80s.
Same vibe.
right, yeah.
Same vibe. Same vibe.
But
bro.
they partnered with WWF, so it's like
Right.
they
right,
got
right.
Yeah,
I guess
I get
they
it,
were
yeah,
they were
right.
allowed
We
to
didn't
do it.
Partner with Ralph Lauren or
Yeah.
whatever. I
It's-
get what you mean.
yeah,
though,
yeah. And
Hey.
not.
You know what? Sometimes it's better to fucking stay away from
But
the
you know
machine
what,
and
though?
just go
Oh,
do what you gotta
absolutely.
do.
We're from
It's
that
better to
era.
ask for forgiveness.
We're
than
from that
for,
era. If you know about the low lives and from that era, we're the ones that took what was fly that we really couldn't really be accessible to. And we took what was fly and made it our own.
The hood made
So
Ralph
Overlooking
Lauren
the Hudson
famous.
Yes,
is
absolutely.
another company that was like, you know what? I'm going to recreate, then I'm going to pay homage, and we're going to take this. And that's some true New Yorker shit, too,
Yeah.
as well.
Strong arm shit, man. Fuck
Yep.
it. Get it in.
I think there's a
Exactly.
thin line, guys.
Without a doubt.
And please
I get what
remember.
you're saying. No, I
please
get what you
remember.
mean, though.
Get
I know
'em.
exactly where he's
I
coming
gotta
from, though.
say
I
some
get it.
crazy
I totally
shit
get it.
on a podcast so people could tune in and like fuck
This
with
is it.
us and pay attention. But I think there's a thin line between biting and paying homage.
And paying homage.
Definitely a thin line between
Yeah,
love and hate,
absolutely.
too.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
without a doubt.
Definitely.
I get exactly
Absolutely.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the addiction to polo.
It's an addiction.
When
It's
did it
like-
start?
It started in 92.
Was there an exact moment or piece that you saw?
It was when my brother,
92?
shout out to this dude named Terra. He used to write that too.
Terra.
Tera.
Okay.
Terra used to go to my high school in Queens, Hillcrest, but he was from Brooklyn. So he came. He used to always rock Polo. He was rocking the Air Max 90s and all of that. And then I had dudes like Paul, who was another graffiti writer. A lot of my graffiti writers from the early 90s that I went to high school with was coming to the high school rocking low. Mm-hmm. And I was like,
did you even know what that was?
I didn't even know what it was. I just knew these cats was dip.
Mm-hmm. They look dope. They look dope.
Then you had to do like Quest the Mad Lad, who was a signed rapper, who was a signed rapper that had an album out that would literally come up to my high school because he was like from Queens type vibe. So he would come up to high school. He would have the low on. So I was watching all of this shit as a shorty. So when I graduated from high school in 92, I picked up on the low.
Yeah.
Folleen's Basement.
I mean, I was around you.
Folleen's Basement. Folleen's Basement.
Purchasing the low?
Purchasing the low first.
Okay.
And then I
Then it went to boosting. After he purchased, he started boosting.
Yeah, you gotta ask.
Sometimes it goes opposite.
Yeah.
It went to boosting a lot later.
Okay.
I ain't gonna hold you. I was older when I started boosting. But
that was a real thing that like you were a part of where y'all would rush the store and basically grab whatever you could grab type thing.
Yeah, you got videos of that shit from the 80s.
The Dolo missions were the best. The Dolo missions were the best. If you didn't roll with a crew and you just did missions on your own,
couldn't do that one.
That was the best.
I got to do it with a crew.
Did you line the bag with aluminum?
No.
Oh, to get away from the machine?
Yeah.
No. I used
was
to
it just
do
snatch and run?
From the alarm.
I used to do a snatch and run, or I would do a survey the store, and whatever didn't have tags on, I was taking.
Did you have a favorite spot?
Yes.
To go rack up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did they ever catch you?
My favorite spot was
he said Lord and Taylor.
Nah. The spot
I used to fucking steal Lord and Taylor and
what's that spot across from World Trade Center? You know the
Century 21?
Century 21 was my spot.
Shit.
Century 21.
I didn't even know that.
Century 21.
Did you boost, Max?
Yeah, but but I started boosting in like 97. You know what I'm saying?
In Jersey?
Yeah, in the Garden State Plaza.
Yeah?
Yeah, I boosted there mad times and then I got caught once. I was like, fuck.
You got bagged, you
Yeah,
did?
no, I got bagged with Max.
I ain't gonna tell y'all where I got caught. Where I got boosted. Where I got caught at.
How many times did you
I got caught, which is real whack. Whack. I shouldn't even have been in there. I shouldn't even been in there. I got caught at Old Navy, bro.
He was telling me before.
They got low at Old Navy?
No,
he was still.
You was boosting
But I was just on the drive. I was on the drive. I was copping mad stuff that day.
Still got some cool shit.
Is there an Old Navy gang?
I was copping mad stuff that day. I ended up getting to Old Navy. They had a shirt that had no tags.
I like Old Navy.
I didn't know that the security guard was watching me, and I grabbed that shirt and I'm trying to go out the door. He was already about to stop me, and I'm like, "Yo, I'll give it to you. I'll give it back to you." Like, please, please. Nope. Brought me in the back.
Damn.
That's when I got caught. And that was like 2000.
Goose on the Deuce is a once a year event.
Every year.
Every January.
Every January.
Every year. And then they have the barbecue sometimes in June.
There are forms of competition there.
There are competitions.
There's trophies given out.
Oh yeah, that's the best dress, best goose.
Best dress, best goose. Yes.
Do you know like how many people attended the most recent one?
That should be packed sometimes. You can't even
it's like
count,
hundreds of people, and then you got.
I'll show you a picture when we were in the staircase. It was hundreds of us.
Yeah.
And then you have it. Then Rack Low has been going to other countries doing
that was
it.
good.
So he's been
to
the UK. Like my brother Mopman from my group Fresh Imports, he attended the one in London. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So he's doing it all over.
Wow.
Has Ralph ever given anything back to hip hop or
not to hip hop, but he put
I know he put
he showed love. Like he showed love to Thurston,
right?
Took pics with Thurston.
Yeah, he showed love to Thurston.
He should. You fucking goddamn right. You fucking should. That motherfucker made that shit in the hood pop.
He made
You
it
know what I'm
cool.
saying? Like, come on.
Is Thurston Howell the #1 polo collector?
Of course.
I mean, he's to me,
that we know of?
he's the GOAT low life to me.
Between him and Rack.
Him and Rock, yeah. Him and
Rack. Those are the originals.
Yeah, the originals, the two, like the starters.
They're the
all
originals.
that shit.
They're the originals.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, straight up.
Of the low life.
Original.
The low life movement,
I was hearing that
Low
shit over here in
lifestyle.
Jersey about low lives and shit. I was like, yo, the only reason I wanted to wear low because of them. I was like, I love what they're doing. Like, these motherfuckers is just bringing that shit up. We're robbing everybody. Like, fuck that. I was like, what?
Why low though?
That's ill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's ill. Like, you know what I mean?
What would you have picked?
They're like
No, I don't know.
anti-heroes, like the way they would do
I don't know
shit.
what was around in the 80s. Lacoste or something.
Benetton. There was mad shit. Benetton was dope as
Why
fuck to me.
not Tommy Hilfiger wasn't around.
Hilfiger was
yet,
big
right?
too.
He was around.
That was
Hilfiger
the
big too,
like the
90s.
90s.
Like, I
More
just
than 90s,
wonder,
yeah.
you know?
But you know, you gotta
I
understand.
love Hilfiger too.
You know, you
Hilfiger's
gotta
nice,
understand. If you know true low life shit, you'll know that it wasn't just about low. We rocked all brands.
Shit, like everything.
Fila,
yeah.
Carl
There's a lot of shit
Canard,
involved, yeah.
Elise,
But low life was like the
Columbia,
Theodoro.
you know what I'm saying? Diodora.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different brands. It's
Lottos.
anything that was fly, Low Lifes was rocking. And that's the cut
thing
that
was,
I'm
the most
caught
of it
from
was
in the
Polo,
90s.
so-
Because when I was in the 90s, you got to understand, before I moved to Brooklyn, I lived in Queens originally. So I was a Queens kid watching these Brooklyn kids get fly and doing all that shit.
started that whole
And then you
shit,
had
yeah.
Brooklyn Boosters that was coming to Queens barbershop selling clothes. So I was copping shit from them early.
From Macy's,
And
then Soul Bloomingdale's, boom.
then I worked in a clothing store in Queens on Jamaica Avenue, right on the Coliseum
Nice,
block
yeah.
called Montego Bay.
Did you get that
We was
job
selling
on purpose?
all that fly shit. I got that job
He got the
because
job for that reason.
I wanted to get fly.
You gotta,
I wanted to get
you gotta
fly.
fucking plan your shit.
I wanted to get
Salute to the
fly,
motherfucking D section,
and it was
the D section always there,
and it was a plan because I knew that all the drug dealers used to shop there, all of the rappers used to shop there. So you think about it, I'm a kid from high school,
Yeah.
Montego Bay. I want to work there,
Yeah.
and I literally worked
Yeah.
there, and I met everybody, bro. That's how I met Organized Confusion. I met with the whole Wu-Tang Clan in
Do you have
Montego
a-
Bay.
This is one of my questions. I'm
Yes.
going to bring up Organized Confusion on my 10
Oh
shots.
shit, we actually got to do it right now. Do you have a favorite piece?
Yeah.
Do you wear it?
I lost it.
Oh.
Damn.
Can you say what it was?
Czar, if you're seeing this and listening to this, Czar, CZAR, was a graffiti artist back in the days. If you know Big Brooklyn, you know Czar's tag.
Yeah.
Czar, I need my 1992 fish piece back. And that's what I need. That's my favorite
1992
piece.
fish
The 1992 license piece. It has a fish. It's like the fishing license on the back of a shirt. I dealt that to my man, you know what I'm saying, Czar, because I was broke at the time. This was mad back in the days on some 2000 vibe.
It happened.
And now that shirt is worth like $350, $400.
Damn.
So I need that shirt back.
What is the most expensive low piece?
Yeah, is there
That
one
I
like
own
the
right
Holy
now,
Grail?
or that's
Yeah.
out right now.
Besides the snow beach. Yeah, I was gonna say
beaches are
snow
going to be
beach.
the most expensive.
You got Snow Beach, you got
They
original.
reissued the Snow Beach.
Yeah,
Think
nah,
about it.
that's
Think
all,
about
bro.
it. You got Snow Beach, you got original
No.
Crest,
Stadiums, though, the stadiums,
original Crest,
Yeah.
stadiums,
The stadiums is
country
definitely
pieces.
expensive.
There's a lot of polar pieces that cost a lot of money.
What's an expensive fucking piece? A 911 fucking
Fire
bull-
engines.
Yo, bro, that
Fire
shit is
engine there.
mad money, yo. I've seen that shit go for G's, and that's to me it's ugly. But it's like just to have it is like
It's a classic
piece. You know what I
piece.
mean?
It's a classic piece.
To me
Like
it's
those,
ugly, but it's like
classic
you know what I
piece.
mean? Like I'll
Classic.
take
Like
that
the
shit.
Yankee patch sweater that came out last year?
Don't
Oh yeah.
disrespect the Yankees.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean from the polo shit?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, yeah,
He got angry.
yeah. I was just like when I seen the
No,
whole,
that fucking sweater's dope, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. There was
That,
the
that
Yankee
patch-
bear. I like. I
Yeah,
like
no,
the
they,
Yankee Bear's
they had a
dope.
patch sweater. That shit.
But yeah,
I got-
but you know,
the
I
only
feel like
Yankee
he started
piece I
going-
have, I got
that's
the
too
green
much
Yankee
commercial
hat.
shit now. You're going with Yankees, like yo.
They partnered
But
with the
whatever.
Yankees.
It
That's
is
what it
what it
was.
But he's from the Bronx.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, exactly. Yeah, so I get it.
So it makes
but,
a little sense.
Yeah, no, it
I got
does.
the hat.
But how come you
I
didn't
got-
do that
I got
shit
the
in the
green-
fucking 80s?
the
That's
green
how- you know
Yankee
what I mean?
hat.
Like,
I had to
should have been
cop
done
that.
this shit already.
I had to cop that.
But
Somewhere in
I
the
ain't mad at it, but-
2000s, Ralph Lauren hired some young people, and they were like, "Yo, you need to retro
Street-
some."
Oh yeah, hell
Street
yeah,
and
hell
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
You got
He
street
had
shit.
low lives.
And
Yeah.
since then,
On the low key, he had low lives
Working for him.
working for them too.
that makes sense.
In the boardroom, telling them what pieces that need to be.
Because he started
yeah.
bringing out the
Hell yeah.
the cookie boots again.
Yeah.
Then he brought out the bear sweaters again. And
Think
little by
about it. Think
little,
about it.
Then he did the
Look at
Snow
this.
Beach again.
This is a
Yeah.
piece that came out
That looks like an 80s
just this year.
That should go
Yeah.
perfect with the kicks too. With
Come
the,
on,
with the ghosts.
somebody has to inspire this
More.
right here, bro. You understand what I'm saying? This is inspired piece.
Yeah, even that jacket.
Oh, Jackson.
The jacket. you got
Jacket
on,
too.
Oh, that shit.
How
Reminds
many
me
pieces
straight
of
neck.
low do you have on right now?
A lot. Right now,
Yeah.
everything is low
Everything.
right now.
Everything you got on
is
is-
low.
minus the
Except for the
boots.
hat.
The boots
The hat
and
is
the hat.
overlooking the Hudson. Everything else is low.
and you have on a hoodie, a vest, you have your jacket.
Everything is low, down to the socks, bro.
Down to the side. That's I gotta give y'all low heads like a
Draw
medal
check?
for
You want draw check?
I got the drawers
You
too.
want
yeah.
draw check?
My shit's orange,
for like
too.
consistency.
Look, you want draw check?
No.
You see what I'm
we're
saying?
cool.
Look at them.
Everything.
It matches
We're
the
cool,
bows.
man.
Hey, man,
Thank
pull
you.
out your drawers. Nah.
Matches the bows.
Look.
You know, I
Even
talk that shit. My
t-shirt.
drawers are polo too.
Even t-shirt. Even t-shirt.
Yeah.
Even tank top.
So let me tell y'all this. This is my story.
Belt.
When I turned 30,
Belt.
I became
Everything.
a polo head.
When you were 30?
When I turned 30, for my 30th birthday,
I remember you had the
I bought
green-
my first polo piece
the rugby.
ever. I was super anti-polo because
Really?
I couldn't afford it. So I was like, fuck it.
What'd you cop?
True.
When I finally bought polo,
You bought a
What was
rugby,
the
right?
it was a rugby. It was a
Which
like
rugby?
a green.
Man on a horse?
No, like a patch.
It was a crest. It was a
Okay,
crest.
okay,
Yeah, it was
okay.
dope.
That's fire shit.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm still dope.
Little crest piece. I like that. I like that.
And then I bought a lot of polo. I got very into polo. And then somewhere along the line, I felt like it got oversaturated, especially
agree.
the bear.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know what it is?
I agree with a
with
lot of
low-
people coming out wearing shit.
with
just 'cause
low,
it was the
it's
hype
just-
and shit, like,
And,
you know what I mean?
and it
So,
looked
yeah.
like they were mass producing pieces, so you would see a lot of people with the same pieces.
Yeah.
And I wasn't used to that. Cause in buying low, I learned of low, and you know, you don't want to wear the same piece somebody else got
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
especially
Indeed,
if
yeah.
y'all in the same room. Like, that's terrible.
That is cool.
So
You
I
know what it
noticed
is?
that happening a lot. So I kind of faded off low. But anytime I need something, I go buy low.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
Low
And then I
is
just
like
talk shit
hip
about
hop.
it.
Low is like hip hop. It's vintage. There's pieces that are out there, and he always come out with something that's relevant to the culture and to the times.
Yeah.
Like
But
there's
with
pieces
Polo
that are like
Collectors-
nomadic, purple tape
Right,
pieces.
yeah,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But with
pieces out
Polo
there.
Collectors, it's just like it's on a vibe. Like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Like you got to think about it. Polo has been out since, you know what I'm saying, the 60s,
Yeah.
67. That's a long time for a brand to be
Americana.
out.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's, you know what I'm saying, re-putting out older pieces that came out in the 90s and the 80s, and then it's like
He's
people
doing
that
that more
us,
because the people are
Around
making
them.
him do that.
Around
I think.
him, yeah.
you gotta understand, it's a
And it
time
sells.
capsule.
No, it
Yeah,
sells,
yeah, it
bro.
does, it does.
Because
It's a
whoever
time
couldn't afford it
capsule.
in
He
the 80s
probably wouldn't have done it if it
got
wasn't
their
for the
money
low
now.
lights. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you. He
Everything
probably
is a
wouldn't have done
time
it.
capsule. Everything
Like,
is
you
a
know what I mean?
time
So-
capsule. You gotta understand. People study the culture, and hip hop has been such a high mark and just like a pivotal
Oh, shit, hell yeah.
a pivotal
The
moment
most copied,
just
like,
for
everybody wants to
time.
be-
So you gotta like connect your shit to hip hop.
And nostalgia
And
will always
low
sell.
and
Oh, actually,
polo
that's the other thing.
and polo is always gonna be connected with hip hop.
all day.
North Face is always
Another
gonna be
one,
connected
yeah,
with
Tim's.
hip hop.
Yeah.
Tim's,
Uptown, like
Yeah.
come on, like you know
Well,
what I mean? Like
because
this is all part of
That's
it.
Nike.
all synonymous
So
with
that's-
cold
that's-
weather and
that's
shit.
Feli.
The Air Force is always gonna be Uptowns, bro.
Nike,
You know what I mean?
Nike,
But that's
Feli,
another
all
shit
of these
that's
companies,
kinda like-
even, you know,
Jordans,
yeah.
all of these companies.
Jordan's the only black person we mentioned. Why didn't hip hop ever
Well, Jackson's he's black.
adapt? Yeah, but it's Nike.
Okay, well,
Jordan
Nike
has
were
Jordan
white. Yeah,
brand.
no, I get
Jordan-
it. Yeah,
you
but
know?
after, yeah.
We said
I get
Nike.
it.
We said Polo. We said North Face.
Or Blanquito.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get
What
it.
happened to Fubu? Why y'all didn't start boosting
shit was
Fubu and
trash,
making
though.
that shit hard?
That shit was kinda
Because you gotta understand.
trash. Shit was trash.
You gotta understand. You
The
gotta
designs
understand.
weren't up to
My
par.
ass-
We're
Fuck
taking
you.
we're taking the things we're taking the things that we couldn't hold, that we couldn't have.
Yeah.
The things were expensive. We made those shits basically available and dope for us. So that's all we had to
So
take.
it's also
that shit.
partial the
I
rebellious.
mean, the thing is, you know what it is? I don't care what they were or whatever. The shit they had was great quality shit.
yeah.
So
That's
and
another
we
thing,
were,
too.
and we like made fucking we put it out on.
You
the
trying
map
to say
for everybody.
Fubu wasn't great quality, bro?
I've had two
Nah.
Fubu. I've had Sean John pieces, and I'm like, this is trash. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't
like,
give a
had them
fuck.
in
But
Rockaware.
retro the Sean John velour suits.
Oh no, those
At least.
those that I'll give them.
Yes.
The velour suits are off the
Yes,
fucking hook.
yes.
Yeah.
Nah,
Out of all white
but
Jordan, that's my
but
shit.
think about it. Carcanine.
Yeah.
was always
That was
crazy.
one of my favorite
That
was a
designers.
very
About
good
cross
brand.
And
colors.
we let them
Cross
fade
colors?
out.
Cross
Yeah.
colors.
Cross colors?
But why did
PNB
Carcanine
Nation.
fade
That
out?
was my favorite shit.
Why did
With Polo,
Cross
PNB
Colors
Nation,
fade
my brother,
out?
all day? PNB Nation. That's all I used to rock at one
Shout out
point.
to
My
Emma
shit was
Ogun
Mecca.
who used to rock
Mecca
Mad
too. Mecca was my
PNB.
shit too.
Mecca
Echo
Joe.
before he got
Bring that shit
commercial and
back.
shit. Echo was ill too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before he went
his
like
first
before he went Eminem,
like,
you know what I mean? Like
T-shirt capsules.
oh my god,
Super
bro.
dope. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I'll bring
yeah.
it back to Tribal. Remember Tribal?
Oh, Tribal.
Damn, no.
Tribal. My nigga, they had the illest
Original
fucking-
Echo, ECKO.
bro. At the
Yes.
Yellow
Sorry,
ECHO.
ECHO.
Remember
ECHO.
Yellow Rat Bastard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ill
Bro,
Bill used to
yeah.
work
They
in
had the
there.
illest motherfucking
Ill Bill
Tribal.
used to work in there.
That's right. He used to be there in Fat Beats.
And my brother
Boom.
Bizarre. BZAR used to work in there too.
Yo,
Yep.
brought it back with Yellow Rat Bastard.
Y'all remember
That's
Voight?
crazy. Who?
VOIT.
This
Of
guy.
course. Nah.
That was
Nah,
Kmart
you know what they got to
Nah,
bring
Kmart,
back?
that one.
Kmart sneakers.
It still exists.
What about
The com-
Cowboys?
Nah, my shit, it still
Woolworth.
exists, and I still want one. I
What,
want a
what?
triple fat goose.
Oh hell yeah! Triple
Oh,
Fat
the old-
Goose is
the
They
fine.
still exist.
Yeah,
They still
yeah, yeah.
exist.
Even
But I
though they
want
bit
a-
off of low.
Huh?
Even though they bit off of Polo.
That
That
shit
Triple
is
Fat
still dope.
Goose was a battle for Polo Stadium and the Gooses and all that.
That shit was
I
dope.
thought they only had the gooses.
You know what
Triple Fat Goose.
was crazy? I was from Queens, so I thought 555 was fucking some dope.
No, not
shit.
triple five, triple fat goose.
Triple right.
shit.
I used to think Triple Fat Goose was some dope shit,
Yeah.
but that shit wasn't really some
when
dope
it's
shit.
over, we'll drink it
Because
more.
they
Yeah.
used to diss people and be like, ooh, you got it, the Triple Fat Goose, and that was a diss.
My buddy.
Oh, no.
My buddy and me.
All right, let's get it. Lifelong, thank you for pulling up today, my
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Definitely
Thank
come
you for
back.
having me,
No,
man.
yeah, we gotta
Yeah,
talk some
yeah,
more.
we're gonna
yo.
do 10
Thank you for
shots.
having me. Let's
We-
do it. Can we do another one of this?
Yeah, and we're gonna really get into the polo
Hell yeah.
debate because I took it a
Other
little.
shit,
Part
too.
two.
I took it a little light. I took it a
Part
little
two,
light.
and I'm gonna bring Marty out here. Marty's coming out here in September from
Come on, let's do
London.
the 10 shots.
Let's
So
do
we're gonna bring
10
Marty,
shots
too.
with VS, but he's only gonna do 6.
do it.
I
I'm
got
gonna do
6,
2
you
and
do
Mac got
2,
I
then
got
you
two.
got 2.
Yeah.
Glass ready.
All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, 10 shots. I'm going to ask you real quick 6 rapid fire questions. You answer them with minimal thought. We'll circle back and review your answers.
Woohoo.
I'm just letting them.
The
Yeah.
other two, Shine, let's get it.
You don't have to drink or anything. This is not one of those.
Nah,
They-
point my shot.
All right, here we go. So number 10, we're talking about production teams.
Yes.
Who's a better production team, Beat Miners or the Beat Nuts?
Oh my God, I'm drinking.
son.
I'm drinking.
You don't have to drink. Just answer the question. Which one? You got to pick one.
I
don't care
can't
if you
choose.
drink.
I can't choose because they're both fucking
Beat miners
crazy.
all day for
You gotta
me, though.
fucking. They're both crazy.
Yeah, they
Beat
are, but
miners
it's
and
beat
beat
miners
nuts. They're
regardless
both
to me.
crazy. Come
Beat
on,
Miners
bro.
for you?
For me, it's B minus.
Both crazy.
All right, we'll say both then.
fault.
Who was a better hip hop duo?
I'm
MOP, or Black Star?
MOP.
MOP. All right, that was easy for you.
Yeah.
Better instrumental, Can I Live or Who Shot You?
Can I live or who shot you?
Yeah, Who Shot You? Yeah.
Who shot you?
I was going kind of.
Better album, Stakes is High, Low End Theory.
Oof.
Oh my God.
Oof. I got my pick, but that's a
Low
tough
End
one.
Theory.
Yeah, me too.
Low
That's
End
mine.
Theory.
That's
Low
mine.
End Theory.
Low End
That's
Theory.
like a top 10 album.
Stakes is High was dope because I felt like De
favorite
La
album.
Mine
De
too,
La
yeah.
was like, you know what, we're breaking away from everybody and
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
our
they
own
came a
thing.
little harder with that
It
album.
was
That's what I
dope.
like,
It was
yeah.
dope. But Low
Stakes
End
is High.
Theory, come on, son. That was crazy,
that's
Low
so
End Theory.
All right. So we got affiliates of Wu-Tang and what's Black Moon and all that. OGC or Killer Army?
OGC.
OGC. And for my last one, the Commission or the Firm? I know who you're going with, but
The Firm. I'm
I knew it.
Because you know why? Because Commission ain't really like.
Yeah,
it never
They
materialized.
didn't really like come
but
to
think about
fruition.
in theory, the Commission
really
or the
come to
Firm.
That was your
fruition.
6?
That was my 6.
All
They
right.
didn't come to fruition. I feel like the Firm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Firm all day.
All right.
And shout out to G Wiz from Bravehearts, who's rocking this next week Friday with triple OGs. You know what I mean?
There we go.
Queen shit.
Queen shit, baby.
10 shots with VS.
6 of them.
6.
Already got my shot. I'm ready.
North Face or Polo?
I'm drinking.
I knew that one was coming right
I
there.
sipped already. I'm drinking.
Okay.
I love
and
both.
then let's
I love both equally, yo.
equal love to both. Shout out to both. And to keep it super Queens, I'll leave it up to you. You want a group question or a solo question?
You tell me.
All right, let's go group. Lost Boys or Tribe?
Tribe.
That's easy.
All day. Tribe
So
all day.
can I do the other one just
Tribe
a little
all
harder?
day.
yeah.
You gotta understand.
Nas
My
or Cool
old
G-Rap?
partner, one of my first partners in my group, used to live 2 blocks away from fucking Q-Tip. His brother that passed away, rest in peace, used to hang out with Fife. So I gotta say
Tribe is in the
Tribe.
Yeah.
family. All right,
All
so
day.
the solo question, Nas or Cool G-Rap?
Nas.
Easy
Yeah.
Nas?
Yeah, that's
Dang,
the
Nas.
okay.
Even though
MaxLo.
Cool G Rap kind of sparked him,
Well, I still got him with the Polo.
you gotta
and North Face.
understand. You gotta understand. Even though Cool G Rap sparked Nas,
Yeah.
Nas
Absolutely.
is from like he's a young like he's from my era.
Mm-hmm.
Nas
Absolutely.
is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah.
age.
He was
as me.
talking to us. He was
Nas
talking
is
directly
literally the
to
same
us.
age as me, bro.
Yeah.
Nas, I think, is like 1 year older than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead,
My first
MaxLo.
question
Go
is
ahead,
organized
MaxLo.
confusion and cellar dwellers.
Organized confusion.
Oh, damn,
But-
that's easy.
But
Cellar Dwellers was a beast,
Cellar
though.
Dwellers,
Yeah.
Yo, I
Cellar
love
Dwellers.
Cellar Dwellers.
Yeah, Cellar
you gotta
That's
understand, Cellar Dwellers and Organized Confusion is probably kind of like on the same
Oh, the same wavelength.
wavelength.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can't even.
Doubt.
But I gotta say Organized
Me
Confusion
too. I would
first.
pick organized too.
You gotta do organized
as a duo,
first.
They were like lyrically a little better. That's all I'll give them.
Not
Yeah.
even better. They came out first.
That too. Yeah, they came out in what, 91? The first shit, Organized Confusion. And Cellar Dwellers came out what, 95?
92.
No.
93.
Runs of Reality?
93.
Nah, I was like 95.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
95, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Organized was 91.
But it was
Then they came out
95
with
when they
Stress in
came out.
94.
Yeah.
But they was already making strides and movements since
Okay,
92,
yeah.
93.
Dang.
It all comes
Because they was doing shows with Bush Babies. They was doing shows with Bush Babies and Boogie Monsters, Boogie Monsters, all that.
Yep.
Boogie Monsters, bro. That was my
Yeah,
shit too.
I
I got all
remember
that.
Boogie
album.
Monsters.
Boogie Monsters, I used to hang with them. They had a crew called Riders of the Storm.
Right, well, that's the
Riders,
name of the album.
yeah.
And I used to hang with the Riders of the
ill.
Storm crew. I was a part of the Riders of the Storm crew.
All right, this my second question. I'm gonna give you 3 verses that you did off my 3 favorite features you did.
Wow.
So I want to know which one you like the best.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So the first one, I'm gonna go with the first one I ever heard you on.
Okay.
All right. The first release, quick, kick back the impact, came in, crush on contact, knock out your contacts when in combat.
My
Call,
favorite.
Come back.
My favorite.
Come back and come.
My
He said,
favorite-
You gotta spit the other
You know
two.
that was my favorite?
That was the best one.
That was my
That was the one
favorite.
with Pharoah Monch, yo.
Pharaoh Monch.
Yo, and he went
Pharoah
like
Monch.
fucking boom, toe to toe with this motherfucker.
Anti-Pop
yo.
Consortium. Anti-Pop Consortium.
What year was that?
That was 2000.
You gotta understand. I told y'all, 1993 was the first time, 94, 95 was the first time I was recording.
Yeah.
So I was recording at Earl Blaze's studio, who is the producer of Anti-Pop Consortium.
And you were
So
recording
when he
on
told
Dats?
me that they were doing an album and had Pharoah Monch and wanted to feature me,
That's crazy.
you feel me?
Pharoah Monch is my 5th favorite of all
So-
time, too. That's crazy.
That's
Back then
probably
you
like
were
my
still on
favorite
Dats?
collabo. Favorite collabo ever.
Back then you were recording on Dats?
My
Yep.
favorite collabo ever.
ADATs. Yep.
Favorite
ADATs.
verse out of these 3 feature verses you did.
Wow.
Not your favorite collab, because I would easily pick Pharoah Monch too. But out of the 3 verses I'm going to say, these are the 3 of my favorite features you did. Verses. So I want you to tell me the favorite verse, not collab.
Okay,
All right, but
okay.
yeah, definitely that was a great one. You know what I mean? And then this one, obviously you know this one. Into the world, where cities twirl. Lifelong shaking planets for the gems and the pearls. Conquering lands when I spit and hurl words. It's a Stronghold Riders Guild. You mentioned Riders Guild, the first group that you ever did. I'm sorry that I went off.
Nah, please don't.
Cannibal Ox, take over your herd. We planted our flags on your soils. Despoiling opponents with turmoil. Only rap won't spit in aluminum foil. That ending was Yo,
right,
only
so-
rap
so
won't
check
spit
it,
in
so check
aluminum
it, so
foil.
check
Wait,
it.
so what's the third one? Because we got to wrap it up.
That was
The
the
third
cat-
one is
okay.
the last one. This is off.
Okay.
Those not constants to the after effects. Couldn't decipher or decode. My code's too complex. Categorize me in the attic. Always over your heads. But still keeping it gully with spiders and cobwebs. Stand screech when you walk my staircase. Up flights. Taking you outside of your place. Inside my realm, the original abnormal individual. Unleashing locked syllables that sink through the pitiful. What? That might be my favorite one. I'm not gonna lie. The one on the Black Panther shit, my brother. But all them shits is like one of my 3 favorite
Feature verse.
features are these 3 right here. I had the same for the end.
So what's your question? Which is his
Which
favorite?
is his favorite?
my
of those 3?
favorite?
Verse.
Oh,
Not
verse.
feature, but verse.
Not the
Rest
collab.
That's a
in peace,
collab. Because
verse.
Pharoah Monch is
Rest in
easily
peace to
the
Black
easy
Panther.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Black
I think the Black
Panther.
Panther to me was the illest. Like, you know what I mean? Let's
I
be
mean, Dark. What was that joint called again?
damn.
Damned.
Damn, yeah.
Damned. I feel like that was probably like one of my favorite verses. Damn.
Yeah, that shit was
Rest in
violent.
peace to Black
And
Panther.
the whole track
Damn.
was you. I just picked my favorite little part out of it, you know what I'm saying? But my brother, you fucking destroyed all that shit, my brother.
That was 10.
I really feel Damn
Damn is the winner.
I agree. I think that's my favorite one too, out of all of them.
Damn.
Now, easy to say, what's your favorite feature? Pharoah Monch. That's easy. You know what I mean? That's Monch.
Easy.
But verse-wise, I think Damn.
The Can Ox joint was fun because I was mad twisted. A fucking LP had me at twisted on some sake that night.
LP?
Cold Floor LP had me twisted on sake that night when I recorded that shit. So that was fun. But the Black Panther shit, I think, is my favorite verse.
Yeah, I think it's the best one.
Out of all that you mentioned.
You know what I mean? Like the way you work it all.
And it was solo. And think about it, I had 2 verses on that.
And it was the whole track
Solo.
was you, too.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Pumpkinhead. He was on that album,
Rest
too.
in peace, Pumpkinhead.
Yo, whatever happened, I wanted to ask you, whatever happened in October? He stopped making music?
He's still doing music.
I got one of his albums, Project Building, yo.
He's still doing stuff. He's still doing music.
I should have brought that shit,
You know
too.
what
I
I mean?
forgot to bring that.
He's still doing music.
Yeah?
Yeah. Max got everything.
Yeah.
Even the shit the artist don't
I'm
got.
an underground
Everything.
fucking artifact, bro. Like, that's what I do.
Life Long, thank you again for pulling
Yes.
up. Everybody
Thank
make
you
sure
for
y'all
having
go.
me, bro.
Y'all go listen to the albums. They're
Please,
on Bandcamp.
In
Make
the
sure
Day
you
to
follow
Night.
Lifelong.
Still relevant. They're streaming.
Yep.
I got the new single
check
with
that.
Go
Coxie.
get his best shit.
It's like that.
I co-sign.
You know what I
like
mean?
that.
Fresh Imports. Fresh Imports streaming right now.
New projects dropping this summer. You said 2.
Everything. I check it out.
More
The
visual.
new album is produced by a female.
Yes.
Yeah.
My new album is produced by a female.
Murder Megs.
Murder Megs.
Murder Megs.
And that, I have the illest features on there. I'm going to lift the cat out the bag just for y'all. Bad Seed on the album. I got a track with Bad Seed
Nice.
and fucking Mrs. Sinister on there.
Oh.
I got a
DJ,
track.
this is it?
That,
Yep. I got a
Ooh.
track with Masai Bay. Paper Mache. Remember Def Jukes? Paper Mache.
Yeah.
Auxiliary
Oh, shit.
Arms, me and him. Masai Bay is on the album.
Nice.
There's an exclusive track with Elohim Star on the album.
Okay.
I have a track with Mottman and Lex NYRE on the album.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? The first single, Cuts by Cut Supreme.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to
Like,
Eli.
bro.
when does the album drop?
I have a posse cut with Respect the God, Honey De Niro, Skankster Rap Martyr, and Subtext.
Oh, subtext. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
nice too,
So,
yeah.
and then the rest of the album is just me soloing her.
And when does the album drop?
June.
June.
First single is dropping
All right,
May 5th.
so everybody be on the lookout.
First single is dropping May 5th. It's called Moeto, featuring cuts by Cut Supreme.
Long Island. Cut Supreme. Shout
Murder
out to
Megs
LI.
did
That's
the
where I
whole
live right now,
album.
so
Murder
shout out
Megs
to y'all,
produced
man.
this whole album.
Shout out to
And,
Li.
and my man Ches Rocker.
That's my guy, man.
Ches
Yeah.
Rocker.
That's my guy.
Shout out my brother Ches Rocker. Mastered the whole album.
Ches Rocker's a nut job. I love him.
Skyloft Studios. Shout out to E. Skyloft Studios.
Everybody be on the lookout for that
We're
new
doing
album, that
we're
new
doing a
project
listening
dropping.
party. I'm not gonna tell y'all the date because I'm only inviting special people. But we're having a listening party in May. Y'all are gonna be there.
We'll be there.
Y'all are gonna be there.
And we'll get some content for
There you
everybody.
go.
Yes, sir.
Shout
May
out to
3rd.
MaxLo.
Shout out to MaxLo.
Shout out to the
Peace,
brother
peace.
VS.
Yes,
As
love
always, chin up, chest out, carry yourself with honor, carry yourself with pride. Brother F, give me a little bit of volume, please, as we fade out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Life Long. Shout out to
All
Queen.
day, my brother.
Live and direct from off.
Appreciate you rolling through.
And we out.
Gracias for just having me on here, y'all. For the fucking laugh. Gracias.
I love it. I love it.
Yo,
De nada. It's nothing. De nada.
Part
Gracias.
2, y'all. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Stronghold. Chosen one side of fiery hell, walking through the future where devils dwell, survival of the fittest. We overcome the weakness, climbing through obstacles of the inner mind's deepness. The street sense, conscious of the system's nonsense, the attributes of our people recorded in documents that be held in chambers at Schomburg Museum. Take the march of town to the mausoleum and then the order Africa, what I represent. Conquer the primitive land on top Pakistan, elephants. Erase televised lives of Africans swinging on vines. Climb the highest mountain to obtain the sun. What is now recorded has been precisely done. For one nation, spread the word for children to rise with their thirds on the